Welcome to Daytona for the start of the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2025. Everything is ready to go and the facility is looking awesome. Let's head down for pre-race ceremonies and the American National Anthem.
Let's hear from
Golden Corral has supported our veterans for over 2 decades through military appreciation nights, providing meals to veterans and active duty service members at no cost, and is proud to host Camp Corral, fun-packed camps around the country for the children of wounded, ill, injured, or fallen military members. It truly is a special experience for the kids and their families. And with that, it is almost time. Fans are ready. The drivers are locked in. The only thing that's needed, the command for drivers to start those engines. That's next when we come back.
The facility is ready. The atmosphere is building. Welcome everybody to JBMotorsports' coverage of the Xfinity Series in 2025. We'll be bringing you every race. Every race of the season, alongside the main Cup Series as well. Alongside me in the commentary box, Matthew Owens will be leading the commentary. I'll be in for stage 1. And then JT will be back as well, as he's just driving back from Ringwood. And as usual, Jack's with us as well, the little Howard. Jack, welcome to you. You're the only one who can talk at the moment. How are you doing? And we've got an Xfinity race, which hopefully is going to be very exciting.
Yes, we've got a great Xfinity race coming up, in my opinion. We've got many unknowns going into the season, an incredibly stacked rookie class, and we are ready for what promises to be a pretty incredible race. Austin Hill, having won the last 3 races here, can he make it 4 in a row?
Matthew Owens is with us. Hello, Matthew. And are we on USON?
No, not yet, but hello to everyone. We will be heading on in just moments over there, and glad to have everyone with us here. Did I hear the first Xfinity Series broadcast on JBM?
It is indeed, yeah.
Very good. I have a cat scratching on my wall.
It's all right, I'm coughing. So it's kind of half good, half bad.
It's not like we cover enough series on JBM already, Matthew.
Of course.
Yeah, this is...
But of course, we're
29.
super excited to have every race on this series on USRN2 this year. Something that we've never done before, and we're very excited for it.
Same here. We'll be sharing the booth between a range of broadcasters this year. Myself, Matthew, Seth, JT, Jack as well, Matt White. Everybody's going to be covering this one because Xfinity deserves it. And also on JB Motorsports, we did record the Truck Series race yesterday with the race with the RN Media Radio. You can hear that tomorrow in our build-up coverage, as we've got a whole super day lined up for you, lining up to the Daytona 500 as well. We're getting ready for the command to give up soon. So when the world feed comes back on from CW Sports in their first broadcast as pure CW, we will hand over to them, give Matthew time to launch into USON, and as soon as I hear him start talking, we'll fade back to us, and Matthew runs the show. I wasn't supposed to be here. Somebody didn't leave Ringwood until 5 minutes ago. I was supposed to be in the pit lane. JT, how are you?
Hello. Yeah, I'm just in a car transferring files with my laptop. Yay.
Yeah, pretty much standard. Right, I'm going to head back now to Indie Radio.
I will head out here so we can get USRN on.
the best in the world have journeyed to this hallowed ground to stake their claim on greatness.
But as the tides change, so do the players.
Georgia drivers got the hat trick at the World Center of Racing.
A set of new faces are poised to seize the moment.
Justin Love,
Nick Sanchez, William Sawalich.
This is the 2025 NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Justin Allgaier is the NASCAR Xfinity Series champion.
This could be the greatest field the series has ever seen.
And it all starts today at the World Center of Racing.
Welcome back to the season opener for the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Daytona. The
a driver who's won this race the last 3 years, that would be Austin Hill. He's going for a 4th straight here today. I asked him why these drafting tracks suit his racing style so well. He said, I'm aggressive, but I'm not dirty. The team, they know they have a fast race car. Their biggest challenge, though, who will be willing to work with Austin? He said the closer to the end of the race, the fewer the friends he seems to have, Dylan.
Well, and Kim, a rookie in the NASCAR Xfinity Series is William Sawalich, but he's been busy so far this weekend. Finished 9th in the Truck Series race last night, 2nd in the ARCA race earlier this weekend. Talked to crew chief Jeff Mindering about all that he's doing. He said, I like that Williams running it all. He's going to be comfortable with the track and in a pack by our race here tonight. Of course, that's the name of the game here, being comfortable. Sawalich is just 18 years old, but already a 2-time champion in ARCA. He's ready to tackle the high banks of Daytona for the first time in an Xfinity car tonight.
And Sawalich, part of a stacked rookie class, the largest ever in the series with 8 full-time series. And before we get going today, let's go trackside to get the engines fired.
Daytona International Speedway, are you ready to get the Xfinity Series United Rentals 300 started? Here to give the command to fire engines, President and Chief Executive Officer of United Electric, Joe Kellums.
Drivers, start your engines!
We are just about to get the Xfinity Series season underway. The guys are in the booth. They're ready to get the Xfinity Series season started at Daytona, and we will do that when the CW comes back.
Sounds like they've got
NASCAR racing season roars to life at Daytona International Speedway for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Fans are on the edge of their seat as the racing embarks on this thrilling season at the legendary racetrack. Today, drafting takes center stage, a strategic dance that allows drivers to slice through the air with reduced drag and amplified speed by tailing closely behind their competitors. This technique becomes particularly critical on the treacherous high-speed turns where every ounce of momentum can spell the difference between leading the pack or falling behind. Additionally, skilled drafting helps drivers conserve precious fuel, a vital factor in the intense final laps. Perfecting this art can decisively sway the outcome of the event. Last year, Chandler Smith led the pack on the final restart when Jordan Anderson and Austin Hill passed him. The 32 had to pull off for gas in the turn, giving Hill the perfect opportunity to launch to the front. As other drivers continue to seek their perfect moment to advance, no one could get past Austin Hill. This was the 3rd straight season Austin Hill won the season opener at Daytona. Will we see him do it for a 4th time, or will we see a new victor rise?
Gearing up for what is going to be a very interesting season. Jack, starting with you quickly as well. Who's your money on? Who's your eye on to give us a good race here tonight?
Well, obviously, Austin Hill is one of the best drivers at this track. Having won the season opener 3 times in a row, as mentioned, he is clearly mastered, and just to be fair, not just him, RCR have mastered this art of drafting, having won, I think, 3 of the last 6 drafting tracks.
Yeah.
Is it 4 of the? No, it would be 4 of the last 6, I think, actually. But obviously, Hill getting some wins last year. Jesse Love got a win last year. I expect him to be a factor today. However, my pick a win is going to be a more unusual one. It's a guy who won the 2023 Daytona Summer Race, and that is Justin Allgaier.
Brave pick for Justin Allgaier. Starts on pole, and they are going to be rolling off pit road shortly, with the fire engines getting set to get going. Engines fired then at the Xfinity opener. Stage is set at 30 stage 1, 30 stage 2, 60 for stage 3. 4 sets of tyres, including the practice set. Fuel's about 35 laps, and Trix Alfredo and Redzilla to the back. Here it comes then. It's time to get going for the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2025. It's time to hand upstairs to the booth and join Matthew Owens.
Well, we are so excited to get this going. The NASCAR Xfinity Series is on USRN2 all season long, and we are extremely happy to get it started, as always, here at the Daytona International Speedway. 300 miles today. This is going to be an intense race. It always is, and we've talked about how great the racing has been in this series the last handful of seasons, and perhaps the best super speedway racing in all of NASCAR, Cup, Xfinity, or Truck, comes in this series. And the best driver, of course, on these drafting tracks, on these super speedways in this series the last handful of years has been Austin Hill, who today goes for a 4th consecutive win at Daytona here in February. He's also won 7 races on drafting tracks in this series. If he wins today, it will tie him with Dale Earnhardt Sr. for the most all time. As I said, when we were on USRN, not on JBM, of course, as we join in on JBM, we do have the JBM crew with us. Josh Birch, Josh Turner, we've got Jack with us. We're so excited. JB, what do you think about all of this? The Xfinity Series on JBM, how about that?
I'm looking forward to it. You said last year, I want to cover it all, and I thought, you're mad. We've already do so much, but we worked through it. We know who's broadcasting what, who's going to be taking it. We're going to be in a sort of a revolving booth. I'm looking forward to it. And I was supposed to be down in pit lane for this to allow me to get a race under my boots and fully understand Xfinity, but now we are shoved right up to it and getting going. But it's nice to have this race back on a Saturday and not having to take part on the Monday, as was the case last year. We actually ran Xfinity after the Daytona 500, which was very bizarre. Everybody was very sleep deprived trying to watch it.
We've got Jack here with us. We've got JT. We'll bring them in as we go along. Cars are out on the racetrack now for parade and pace laps. Let's go ahead and give you the starting grid here. Again, qualifying cut short this morning due to rain. So without a full qualifying session in, the field was set based on the NASCAR rule book, which means last season's owner points. That puts the defending series champion Justin Allgaier on the pole. Of course, he'll run tomorrow in the Daytona 500 for Junior Motorsports. That's who he drives for here in this series. Taylor Gray is alongside in second, car 54 in his Toyota. Christian Eckes lines up in row 2, the Middletown, New York driver, flanked by Austin Hill, the favorite to win this race today. Row 3, William Sawalich and Sheldon Creed. Creed, who, of course, has so many second-place finishes, including in this race a year ago. Brandon Jones and Sam Mayer line up in row 4. Row 5 is Jesse Love and Carson Quaffle. Nick Sanchez is a Floridian. He starts 11th alongside another native Florida son, Daniel Dye, the youngster, rolls off 12th. Sammy Smith is in row 7 with Ryan Sieg, who's come close at Daytona many times before. Justin Bonsignor is a modified regular. He's in row 8 with Greg Van Alst, who has an ARCA win here at Daytona from a couple of seasons back. Chris Wright is with Texas driver Brennan Poole in row 9. Row 10 is Dean Thompson, and Connor Zilic, this young star everyone's on about. He got an Xfinity Series win at Watkins Glen last year. Josh Williams is in row 11 with Jeb Burton. Kyle Sieg is with Ryan Ellis in row 12. Row 13, Spartanburg, South Carolina driver Jeremy Clements is with Blaine Perkins. From 27th, Anthony Alfredo, who failed to qualify for the Daytona 500 on Thursday night in his qualifying race, he's with Parker Retzlaff, a good young driver who came close to winning here in the Cup Series last summer, you might remember. Josh Bilicki's in row 15, flanked by Matt DiBenedetto. Starting from 31st, Garrett Smidley in the Higher Heroes, the Veterans Ranch Chevrolet. Harrison Burton, who did win that Cup race here in the summer, is 32nd. From 33rd is Ryan Truex, the brother of Martin, of course, and Leland Honeyman starts 34th. In row 18, Patrick Emmerling and Cesar Baccarella, also from Florida. And in the 19th and final row, Iowa's Joey Gase and Jordan Anderson. That's the starting grid. The United Rentals 300, the opening race of the NASCAR Xfinity Series season. It was unfortunate this morning due to the rain that would not allow qualify to complete, that we had to send 3 drivers home, those being Carson Ware, CJ McLaughlin, and JJ Yaley.
See, I know there's rules are rules, Matthew, but I would have let them enter. If we can't qualify, we could easily have those 3 cars, because that only takes them to 41. Exactly what we've got in the 500 tomorrow. We've got enough pit garages. I would have let them race. If we can't qualify, you can't bump them. So it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely with you. And a lot of people are on that game plan as well. So, cars making a pass down pit road. Jack is with us. Hello, Jack. We've worked together very little. How are you today?
Been pretty good myself, obviously. Excited. This is the one race this weekend I have been super excited for. It's the first time I see all of these new rookies competing against each other. Eck is one I definitely want to keep my eye on. Corlig. The thing is for me that the tracks at Corlig aren't particularly great at are the tracks that Eck is and be particularly good at, like the short tracks. Maybe those two will combine it with each other and create a powerhouse of a team. Obviously, though, just super excited to watch the rookie battle this year. That's, for me, the main focus today.
Yeah, and of course, this entire series, Josh, has been so much fun over the last few years, and we're expecting a good one today.
We really are, and I think as well, 120 laps, 30, 30, 60 as the stages break. It's going to be crash, bang, wallop. How long until the big one? And with these type of drivers and these type of cars, how long until somebody goes, right, I'm not playing bull anymore, I'll hit the front and I'll try and just stay there as much as I can and get experience for later on when we're going to need to go to the push zone in the last 20 laps. I'm excited about what I could see tonight, and it's been a while since I've been excited for a NASCAR race of any kind. So this is going to be good, and I'd like to run upstairs. We've got proper pictures finally. I'm happy bee.
Well, and of course, we've got JB in turns 3 and 4 here for this opening stage. JT coming through later as the lights are out atop the Chevrolet Corvette pace car, and we are set to go green. We are so excited to bring you every race of the NASCAR Xfinity Series season on USRN2 all year long. We're on JBM as well, which is always exciting as the field addresses itself towards the start line. Justin Allgaier finally got his first championship last year. Now he leads the field to the 2025 opener. The green flag is up in the air, and it's time to drop the hammer at Daytona. Allgaier from the outside of row 1 gets the jump, puts a nose ahead of Taylor Gray. They're already lined up at the back door behind Allgaier with Austin Hill forging into second as they hit the high banks in turns 1 and 2 and head towards Josh for the first time.
Yeah, Allgaier's got the high line as well. He decided, yeah, I'll take that. It's a dangerous run to play this early on, but it's the smart one because about half the field's gone with him. Taylor Gray in P2. And that has put Sheldon down into about 4th position. Brandon Jones up to 8th. They're just easing into the opening lap, Matthew, as they come into 3 and 4. And now, here comes the 54 on the low line, catching that speed back up.
They get these engines wound up, and now they're just about to full song as they come to complete lap 1 and through the tri-oval into the line. Justin Allgaier with a nose in front leads lap number 1. Once again to his inside, Taylor Gray, a graduate from the NASCAR Truck Series. He leads that inside line. Upstairs, though, it's good experience with Allgaier and Hill nose to tail.
Yeah, Austin Hill's coming back up then as well, giving a nice punch back. And look already at Gray going into the middle, trying to create a third line. Coming up on the outside, is that the 16 from my angle? Yes, it is. Coming down to the back, being brought up with the 20 as well. Or is it the 18? It's William Salwich as well. In the 18, it's on the low line, coming into the banking there at 3 and 4. On board with Jesse Love in the 2. And I just love the Xfinity sound as well. It's so much nicer than what we get in NASCAR. It's louder and more throaty.
Yeah, Jesse Love down on that inside line, 4th or 5th car back, trying to work his way towards the front. 2 distinct lines here in the draft. He's just behind the Brandon Jones automobile for Joe Gibbs Racing, but that outside lane begins to percolate a little bit. First 3 cars on the outside have pulled away from that bottom line.
As they come back through as well, it's sort of now a low line and then a big gap. There's sort of 2 different fields going on as we come down the back stretch as well. Now we've got Justin Allgaier in the lead of the race at the moment as well. He's taken that high line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About a string of 8 cars on the low line as we come through. And a third line starting to appear as Creed tries to come in low and nearly causes a big one. He had to drift back up to the high line.
bottom line, is gaining some momentum, even though they are outmanned down towards that double yellow line. But here's Gray. He puts his Toyota Supra out in front, a nose ahead of Allgaier across the line. Some shuffling going on as they approach turn number 1. But it's Taylor Gray who soars to the lead. Drafting help down low, as Josh mentioned, with William Sawalich for Joe Gibbs Racing.
Yeah, and that's what they've got to watch out for. Let's look at Austin Hill now, getting the big draft on the outside line, breezing past the 7, breezing past the 18, and now gets through on the 54 as well. So Allgaier takes the lead, as pushed by Hill, and the double O car still back. It's a very weird opening stretch here. There's no continuity. They're all just trying to get used to each other, pushing it, because of course we lost out in qualifying, so high-speed runs are different.
Yeah, absolutely right. Jack, what's your early thoughts here as we complete lap 4?
Everyone is being surprisingly well behaved. Maybe it's a bit strange to me, because I did watch the ARCA race earlier, and so far this is already 10 times better than whatever the hell that was. So overall, everyone's just being quite well behaved here, probably just trying to get used to the cars again. This is obviously the first race of the season, and just trying to be well behaved. Also, it's nice to see Taylor Gray out front.
Yeah, it is, and those Joe Gibbs Racing cars have really gotten linked up downstairs, Josh, haven't they? 3 of them leads that inside lane with Gray, Sawalich, and Jones.
I don't like how the high line is starting to just come underneath. It's an accident just waiting to happen if they're not careful. Touching the wall there as well. I believe that was from the 16 as well. It was just touching it with Eccles, just having a little kiss. And now we're going to see Hill take the lead, getting through an Allgaier down into 1. And now we've got 3 wide, Matthew.
Yeah, swooping around the outside, Sam Mayer was giving a push to Christian Eckes. Now Austin Hill in turn 2 drifts up, and Austin Hill takes the lead.
Backstretch now, and there we go, the first one, contact the 20 and the 1 car, and I think as well the 88 involved. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off of the backstretch, 25 out 2.
Boy, Brandon Jones got turned in the middle of the pack, and he went head-on into the wall, collected Connor Zilich and others, but it was Brandon Jones the first to break out of line there, Jack, as he got turned at the back door.
Yeah, Daniel Dye as well, you can see there, wrecked as well. Carson Kvopel with a bit of damage. Not entirely sure what happened there. I think it looks like Jones got hooked into the wall. He's got a lot of damage. I think Garrett Smithley looks like was involved as well.
We'll have to see, Josh, who was the one that turned Brandon Jones out of line, because he obviously got turned for him to make such a sharp cut to the right. As Jack mentioned, Carson Quaffle in trouble with damage. He's limping back to pit road. Jones is going to try to drive his car to pit road. There's heavy damage there, though. Harrison Burton has some damage to the right front. Ooh. And following him on pit road is Brennan Poole, car 44.
Yeah, he's got a flat front right and a damaged bonnet as well, so he got a big whack. 6 laps, that's all we got in. It looks like he's crabbing Matthew almost as well in that WeatherTech. Yeah, the suspension's gone.
We'll have to see what happened. We're not getting replays at the moment because CW already was in break.
Yeah, they've missed
5
this.
laps.
They've missed this completely. Not a great start for the CW. Oh, and that's out of the race confirmed. That's the car.
Wow, this is multi-car accident straight away here, and it all started when that neon yellow and black number 20 of Brandon Jones got turned out of line. CW getting back from break as we speak, so hopefully we'll get a replay on our end here, so we can have Josh walk through with everyone what happened. But this is taking some good cars out of the race. Jones was just in front of Jesse Love, Josh, and they were, what were they? They were 4th and 5th on the inside line, if memory serves, and Jones just got turned out of line, I believe, by Jesse Love. We'll find out right here as we look at a replay.
There's the 2 behind as they come out of turn 2. I'm keeping my eye on it. Still the 2, still the 2. Oh, it was a pincer maneuver. It was the 2 who took him out, but he also got caught up with the one in front whose number I couldn't see on the angle. But yeah, the 2 basically runs into the back of the 20 and then he spurts towards the wall. And how lucky were we that we didn't have any flips without grass? Oh, and how unfortunate as well for the 1 car of Carlson, Capville, just completely innocent bystander, and he's going to have a journey towards the barrier. And then everybody panics behind, and the biggest wreck actually comes both from the 20 and the 10.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looked like, Jack, that actually it started at the front of that line, didn't it? Allgaier got a little bit loose, maybe from some contact from Taylor Gray, and that's what backed that line up.
Yeah, it's just a stack up, really, isn't it? Just, unfortunately, Jesse Love getting into some contact with Jones. Jones very likely out. I think Dye is out already.
Starts
really
with
unfortunate for him at the start of the season.
Starts with the 18, I think.
Unfortunate, isn't it?
Yeah, there, look, mid-corner at 2, they're already twitching, and that twitch is like a snake effect, like a whip, so it's just whipped all across, and it was just, it's like when you throw a whip, it just ricochets the energy throughout, the slalom effect. This is going to be nasty. Everyone just spinning around.
Daniel Dye took a heavy hit straight across his nose. The 21-year-old mentioned in the grid, a native Floridian. He's from DeLand, Florida. And that's a shame for him. Brennan Poole on pit road here. On our monitors, getting looked at. Hood up on pit road for Brennan, driving for Alpha Prime Racing, one of the underfunded efforts in this series, but they do put in a couple of cars every race. Brandon Jones being drugged back to the garage. And Jack, if Brandon Jones didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all, it seems.
Yeah, he's out of the race. Seth Eggert just confirmed on Twitter. Jones and Dye both completely out for the day. Sucks for them at the start of the season, especially as Jones, back with a competitive team, didn't do well at all with Junior Motorsports. Back with Joe Gibbs this year, hoping to get some wins, maybe put in a playoff run. And obviously Daniel Dye, first race of the season, straight out you go. Just really unfortunate for him after his move up from trucks.
Yeah, absolutely. Frustrating for all of these drivers. Again, this is the start of their season. It's their biggest race. This race pays double the amount of money of the next highest purse on the schedule. And of course, for so many of these Xfinity teams, they're independent teams or lower funded outfits. Really needed a good result here. Carson Quaffle for Junior Motorsports this year on pit road with damage.
So this race last year had 34 caution laps in total. So we've already spent 2 underneath it. Confirmed, by the way, the 20, the 1, the 10, the 25, the 44 and the 88 are officially classified in this incident on backstretch. They couldn't even make it 10 laps.
Yeah, and it was right after Jack had talked about what a clean start it was, and how much better it was at the start of ARCA.
The commentator.
Yeah.
Curse of the commentator.
You had to start talking, didn't you, as well? It was all going fine and swimmingly, and I thought, oh, great. Yeah.
I think we can all agree that 6 laps was longer than expected.
Yeah. To be fair, it was. I was kind of hoping to get it.
Well, of course, that ARCA race earlier today, what a mess that was.
They've got the kitchen. They're carving up the car, Matthew. They've got the bird knife out. And it goes. Just straight away goes this side pod. I mean, I'd like that knife to carve up my turkey at Christmas, please. Because it's downright sharper than mine. Saying that, though, we've just got some new knives, and cooking is now becoming incredibly pleasing again. It's easy. I was dicing an onion earlier, and I thought, oh, this is lovely.
Oh, goodness. Christian Malley, by the way, is with us in the chat section on Mixler. Hi to you, Christian. Glad to have you with us, as always.
A regular, of course, on USON.
Sorry, that music took me... We're not used to that music yet, are we, with the CW? That music took me by surprise.
And if anybody has ever played the Hitman games, it sounds like the loading menu to Hitman. 3 times now I've been feeling like I might play Hitman when that comes on. I'm completely caught out by it. I must admit, though, CW have got some interesting graphics packages this year, but we're seeing the international pictures, so we just see normal.
And it's very strange that they put their scoreboard down at the bottom. I've never seen that before.
No, they've missed a trick here. Oh, no, TNT did it, didn't they? But they actually had that... Yeah. What was it? That full screen approach. So we never actually lost any of the TV picture because they just shoved it all above.
Correct.
I think it should be at the top. I think it's a nice graphic set, but it should be at the top, not the bottom. It's the football approach of putting it at the bottom.
I agree. So, they gave us a 5:10 p.m. green flag today. That meant a 5 p.m. airtime. Didn't give us a huge pre-race show.
No.
But, as ever, a lot of changes. Drivers going to different places and all of that this season in the Xfinity Series, Jack. There's a few really big moves, and one of them that I was keeping my eye on today was Carson Quaffle, now full-time with Junior Motorsports. Unfortunately, it hasn't gone well for him at the start, but of course we have two cars with the newly named Haas Factory team, and Sheldon Creed and Sam Mayer are the two that go over to the Haas Factory team. Some interesting changes for the series this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Haas Factory team put together a fairly strong lineup this year, to be honest. Sheldon Creed, he hasn't won yet, somehow, in the Xfinity series. He probably should have at least 3 by now. But I think with Haas Factory team, he could definitely get that maiden win out of the way. Maybe finish second a little bit less to help the Sheldon Creed fans like myself out here. And Sam Mayer, well, could not be more different from Creed. He was super inconsistent last year, despite his three victories. Super inconsistent, and I heard something about why he joined Haas. I heard from someone on Twitter that he had a cup deal lined up. That fell through, and he ended up bundling to Haas as a last resort. I could be wrong on that, though.
So William Sawalich is full-time with Joe Gibbs Racing now, Josh. He's won the last 2 ARCA East Championships, so he goes full-time here in this series this year, Sawalich does.
I'm terribly sorry. You're going to have to repeat that quickly, because my mic... I've been having problems with my headset, and I couldn't hear you. I was changing headsets.
Yeah, William Sawalich, who's won the last 2 ARCA East Championships, now full-time with Joe Gibbs Racing in this series.
And I think as well, he's got quite a good one coming up, hasn't he? It's looking quite strong for him to make the step up now to Xfin, as we are coming to green flag running.
Sure are. So the field gets doubled up. Austin Hill was the leader at the time of caution, so he gets he is the control car. He'll restart from the outside of row 1. To his left elbow will be Justin Allgaier. Christian Eckes, who graduates up from the Truck Series, is in car 16 for Colleague this year. He lines up in row 2 as the green flag waves, and we get back underway here as we've completed 11 of 30 laps in this opening stage, and Eckes, who finished 3rd in the Truck Series Championship a year ago, was terrific in that series. He is giving Justin Allgaier a good shot in the shorts here on this restart, but so too is Sheldon Creed to the back bumper of Austin Hill.
Yeah, and Creed's looking to go left and right, but oh my goodness, Austin Hill nearly went round on the backstretch. He's getting a massive tap from the back of the double O car, and that is just going to be okay, but Sheldon Creed goes up into 2nd position. And now they've broken away at the front. The 54 going with them with awesome speed. The 7 trying to go on the low line, not working.
Austin Hill forging forward to the lead with that big push from Sheldon Creed. Clears turn 4 and comes back to the line. Hill will lead across the stripe from Creed and Gray. Downstairs is Justin Allgaier along with Christian Eckes. Then behind Eckes, you've got Sam Mayer. Just talking about the Haas Factory team. Mayer in that 41 is 3rd on the inside.
Down we go again then. The 54 nearly touching the back of Creed, my goodness. Just inches between each other. It's like a cigarette paper. Hill's got it. Gray's going to lose out meantime as well. Allgaier's going to go side by side. Eckes coming through. Sanchez in there on the low line now. Through 3 and 4 to the tri-oval.
And Nick Sanchez, who won here at Daytona in the Truck Series last year, he jumps up to the Xfinity Series with the Big Machine Racing team that Parker Kligerman drove with last year and nearly won a couple of times. So Sanchez breaks into the top 10. He's on that outside line just behind William Sawalich in the 18. They're in the banking of turns 1 and 2.
Jed Burton on board with the 27 now, looking further back as well. Just getting swamped on the outside by the 48. Down we go again. The 7 of Allgaier now losing out. Down to third. Creed's getting a push behind from the 54 of Gray. Into the banking. Austin Hill, dead centre of the track. Doesn't know if he's coming or going, high or low.
Wheats up out of turn number 4. He wants to make sure that no one behind him is getting too big of an advantage. Pulls down in front of Justin Allgaier, now drifts up and gives both Allgaier and Creed maybe half the car width to draft off of as they turn back towards turn number 1. Austin Hill controlling this drafting pack. This is what he is so good at Daytona, Talladega, and
listen to the cars. I love that. I couldn't resist it while we had that out of turn 2. A little bit of wiggle on the low line. Allgaier starting a chain effect again. The 41 of Maya and Sanchez and the 48 nearly coming together. Those on the high line, Matthew, though, do not want to stay. Austin Hill's now taking the low line. Creed's gone back up high. They're sort of changing, and that's going to cause contact.
Yeah, those top 2 off the outside, Hill and Creed, are certainly moving around a lot. And you have to wonder, Jack, if that's really by design from Austin Hill, and I think it is, just to keep from one of those lanes from getting a big advantage on him.
Yep, he just wants to lead laps early here. Probably practice what it's going to be like maybe towards the end of the race. Hill obviously dominates at these plate tracks. I think he won 2 last year, maybe 3. My memory's a little bit foggy. He won 3 last year. So obviously Hill incredibly good at these plate racing events. So is Jesse Love, who kind of dominated this race last year. We'll see how he gets on though.
Yeah, Hill has won this race each of the last 3 seasons. He leads the field back towards the tri-oval and towards the line. That bottom line, led by Justin Allgaier and Christian Eckes, really starting to fall back here as now 4, maybe 5 cars off the outside have cleared that bottom line. So Allgaier is doing some tough sledding down on the bottom, Josh, as that bottom line just isn't going.
Who set up there in the middle? Tried to go to the high line, but ended up going into the centre. It was, I can't tell who it is until the timing tower changes falling back, but one of the cars at mid-pack. He was literally at the end of the angle. Really annoying. Who's dropped back? Timing tower doesn't update until the control line, so I'm going to keep my eyes on it as they come out of 3 and 4. Eckes is struggling out there, though.
And CW has gone back to break. It's a side-by-side break, but they're not going to give us a replay in the middle of that as the field screams across the line and back towards turn 1. They're getting single-filed out quite quickly here with that bottom line losing more and more cars, Josh. What is that now? 4 cars on that bottom line.
I think it could be the 2 of Love that dropped out a little bit because he's gone down the timing tower. Dropped a couple of places. Just having a look on the old 2 update. That's on our timing monitors here. Certainly that they're trying to go the high line now. That's the one they want to run with together. And only, 3 cars on that low line? They need to get up there quick. They're losing out massively, and Allgaier's one of them.
Yeah, Allgaier was trapped on that low lane along with Sam Mayer, and now they've finally been able to slide up and get with that outside line. So it looks like this is the point, Jack, where just about everyone is going to get single file on that outside line and just log some laps here with 12 to go in the stage.
Yeah, this is probably quite useful with the draft and all for fuel saving, which is something that we know these guys love to do here quite a lot, especially in the Cup race last year.
Yeah, the fuel saving is getting talked about more and more as we come to these super speedways these days, but maybe not as much with the Xfinity series, being that they still do have the 5 lug nuts on each wheel. But it does get talked about still at times when they run single file like this. Austin Hill leads the way. Sheldon Creed is second. Taylor Gray third. William Sawalich is fourth. Nick Sanchez fifth. Wow. Is that Brennan Poole coming off the pit lane and the hood flapping? Remember, he was involved in that crash, and they have not gotten the hood of that car secure at all. It has slung up onto the windshield. I don't know how he can see.
That is mad. What were the 44 team thinking?
Caution comes out for this.
They sent him out in the middle of the pack. That was... It looks like one of the Formula 1... Do you remember when Formula 1 in the 1970s? Right in the early days of dynamics, they had those wings right above the driver's heads. It's that! It's literally like the windscreen wipers on a car is holding up a piece of paper between it and flapping around like a sail in the wind. It's not that is not a NASCAR Xfinity. That is Pirates of the Caribbean. I've never seen that before, ever, in my life.
What did I
Welcome to
just
NASCAR.
I was changing over.
Hell. Oh, you back home, JT?
I cannot confirm nor deny. Yes.
Confirm what... So are you there? Are you back in your setup or not?
As I said, I cannot confirm nor deny. Yes.
Oh, you are? Oh, good. You can change over then with 100 to go. I filled in for those laps. I'm going back to my pit lane. Where I wanted to be.
Cam on or off?
On, please. I will set up. And I'll hand back over to Matthew. And I'm going back to pit lane.
Calm down. Oh, I'll turn
hang on. Here it is. Coming out of pit lane. It failed mid-corner. He was already on the track, Matthew. It failed exit of 1. Wow.
And it was actually not too far in front of the leaders. He just passed the pit entrance and was just in front of the leaders when that happened. My goodness.
Oh, let's hear from him.
Really the first one to get turned on the track, but you said you know exactly where this came from.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's way too early to be able to go out of this race. There was some really good cars on the bottom right there, and I had two teammates in front of me, and so I thought we were in a pretty good situation, but the momentum kind of got choked up in that bottom lane, and trying to avoid getting into our teammates, I tried to pull that lane back just a little bit, and it's just not a good place to be getting pushed right off the corner. So yeah, I don't know. You know, I'll go back. I'll look at it. I'm one to always try to figure out how to get better at this craft. I always try to get better at this racing, but it looks to me right now like there's nothing that I could have done any differently. So this is not how we're going to begin the quest to go get a championship. I'll get my guys rallied back around. I'm really happy to be back here at Joe Gibbs Racing in the number 20. Have Menards and Swiffer on our car this weekend. That was a big deal for them. We had a lot of people from Menards, so pretty mad that we got taken out so early.
Thanks so much. He said he loved his car those first 10 laps, guys.
Yeah, and I would, Brandon Jones, I completely...
I'll hand back to you.
So under caution here with 9 laps to go in stage number 1. So when we do get the green, it's going to be with not many laps left here on the stage. It's going to be a pretty quick dash to the green and white checkered flag.
I suppose that's kind of a good thing, really, thinking about it. I don't want it lasting long.
Yeah.
Right, you and JT are on cameras as well.
All right, very good. Hello, JT. How are you?
Hello.
Glad to have you aboard.
I mean, I was here the whole time. If I had having
That's
TV
true.
Pictures with a good connection was a different answer, but yeah.
I'm just happy I can go to my control booth now and become JT for the evening.
Oh, well, you enjoy that because I am definitely going to enjoy trying to do play-by-play and editing Ringwood. What is even more, he's going to even be more fun, is trying to do Stan Lake, meeting Dave Goddard, recording 30 races, yes, 30 races, and be back for the start of the Daytona 500. Matthew, help.
Well, that sounds glorious. Well, of course, who knows what the weather might throw at us tomorrow.
I won't be surprised if it, well, as the weather knows, I won't be surprised if it's a Monday race.
From what I have seen, I feel pretty confident that it will run tomorrow. But not at all confident that it'll be run on time tomorrow.
They have also moved the start time, so...
Yeah, looking at the weather, that 1 hour push will do absolutely nothing.
No, nothing at all.
Oh, yay, our overlords.
Now here's a question for everyone. This is a behind-the-scenes question. Is everyone else frozen on Brennan Poole on pit road, or is that just me?
That's just you.
It is just you.
Oh, very good. Oh, perfect. All right. Stand by.
Yeah, no, I can see Connor Zilic on screen right now having some work done on his WeatherTech Chevrolet, and now we've got Kyle Sieg being pushed by a truck.
Oh, very good. I fixed myself here. Thank you.
Oh,
yeah, that's a shame for Kyle Sieg. The Sieg brothers from Tucker, Georgia. Kyle and Ryan. I mentioned earlier, Ryan's had good runs here on these super speedways in the past. Kyle, they both, of course, drive for the family team at RSS Racing, who unfortunately did not get J.J. Yaley in the field here. He was one of the casualties of qualifying being rained out earlier this morning, failed to make the field. Kyle, the younger brother of Ryan at age 23.
It's been in chat since I left, guys. Well done. Am I the glue?
I was trying to see if they were getting doubled up. They looked like they were getting doubled up, but it was in very strange order. And of course, they're not going green because we're still pushing Ryan Sieg to pit road.
Official thing was debris for that yellow, by the way.
Yeah, I bet. A lot of debris. And Jeremy Clements coming down to pit road here, likely just to get a top off on fuel, which is what it exactly is.
I do enjoy the fact that the lug nuts are still 5. It's just that sound, isn't it? It's the historic sound.
Yeah, a lot of people do love that.
Movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Bid stop.
Yes, of course.
I love that movie so much, honestly.
Long ago.
For good reason.
Oh, it did so well for it. First one was brilliant. Second one was what the hell. Third one was an emotional passing of the torch. I think everyone collectively tries to forget the second one exists.
I'm pretty sure I never watched the second or the third one. I have Disney Plus. I could just do it tonight if I wanted to.
To be fair, the second one I don't think the second one's as bad as people make out. It just does not fit with the story, though.
Queen Elizabeth is in it.
What?
Oh, fair enough.
She's an old Rolls Royce.
Okay.
That is Lizzie's approval. It must be good.
All right, I think we are getting ready for the green. So for those of you listening on USRN2 and for JBM for that matter, JT slides in where JB was down at turns 3 and 4. Again, if you are listening on JBM, you're not familiar with how we do things at USRN. It is, USRN is audio only, so we do a radio broadcast, radio-style broadcast. We love doing it. Don't think we're going green this time, are we? Don't believe so.
Next time by.
Next time by, very good. So, we'll have JT slide in. It's been a while, JT, since you've been in this role. You ready to go? You ready to go?
No, I'm not ready to go because I'm trying to get the officials in my ear.
Do you want me to give you a... what type of pit reporter do you want me to be? Because it's been a while since I've been in the pit reporter role. Do you want me to be a Jamie Little? Do you want me to be a Regan Smith? Do you want me to... Or do you just want me to be absolutely nuts and be a Dr. Jerry Punch?
I think you should try to do all three simultaneously.
Oh yeah, go on, JB.
I'm not that bad of a commentator to be Jamie Little.
I'm rooting this.
I'll get the voice quite up here, and I'll talk about it very much like that. To do Jamie Little, though, you have got to be quite like... And starting at the back of the grid, you sort of go like... You've got to elongate every third word. Anyway, we are green this time, right?
Oh boy, who knew what we were signing up for when we said we'd do this, right?
Sorry, Jamie Little.
Everybody knew, but you, Matthew, you were the one who said, yeah, let's do it. I'm looking forward to this, though. This is how it was supposed to be planned, though. So I get to sit back and listen to you two at work, and I get to learn about Xfinities before I take over as leading two of these races a year.
Well, it's going to be exciting, the end to this stage. It's going to be a 5-lap dash to the end of stage 1 here. And again, it's Austin Hill, the control car, as the leader. They've gone through the choose. In fact, they're up in the east banking of turns 3 and 4, coming towards the green. Hill has chosen the outside line to restart on. Outside line is seen to be the dominant line to this point on the start and restarts. He's going to have Taylor Gray to his inside. And then in row 2, you're going to have William Sawalich and Sheldon Creed. So here they come, creeping towards the restart zone. Green flag goes back up into the air, and it's a 5-lap dash to see who wins stage 1 here at Daytona. Hill gets a good jump, pushed at the back door from Sheldon Creed. Hill puts his nose out in front. He'll go a car length clear of the bottom line with Gray. Gray trying to wind up the engine and try to take the fight to Hill, but he can't. Hill swoops down across Gray's nose in turn 2.
Hill, couple of car lengths in front, goes to the high line, little bit of smoke there, 3-4 wide, 1 car down below the double yellow line as we go in towards turn 3, 3 lines forming, a couple of rows back, Matthew.
Austin Hill controlling the pack just as he did before that last caution. He rides the rim up top. Sheldon Creed right behind him. Gets a hefty push at the back door from Nick Sanchez. That's the way they come to the tri-oval and cross the line. 4 laps to go in this opening stage, and Sanchez looks hot to trot. He is pushing Sheldon Creed hard off to turn 1. Now Creed searches for running room to try to get around Austin Hill, but can't find any off 2.
High line, 5 car lengths in front of the low line. Is anyone going to drop down to the low line from the high line to try and get a push from the car behind? No, the high line is in charge with 4 to go in the stage. 1 car darting from the low to the high line. It's Austin Hill, Sheldon Creed, and the 48 of Sanchez behind.
And then that 4th car in line, the Golden Corral sponsored car, is Jeb Burton. Jeb Burton, who has an Xfinity win in his past a handful of years back at Talladega. He lines up 4th. Anthony Alfredo has moved up into 5th. What a run that is for Alfredo for Young's Motorsports here. They are lined up tightly on the way back to turn 1. Austin Hill keeping everyone in his rearview mirror. Sheldon Creed is the first one behind him.
Single line down the backstretch on board, looking back to Sheldon Creed on board with Austin Hill, the number 21 Chevy. Looking round, will he go down? No, he won't. Just defending is Austin Hill. 1 car on its own on the low line.
Yeah, that 1 car very lonely on the middle of this pack as he can't find any drafting help. Here comes the field back to the 18 degrees of banking in the tri-oval. And Nick Sanchez is looking a little antsy here. Let's see if he steps out on Sheldon Creed. He doesn't for now. Does get Creed a bit unstable at the back end. Off to turn 1. Creed's got a big run. Does not take it. He will stay in the tire tracks of Austin Hill as they hit the banking of turn 2 one more time.
2 cars joining the low side, the 70 and the 2, I do believe, down there with 1 other. Not really working with just 3 cars down to the low line. Still Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed out in front as they hit the banks. Turn 3.
Leland Honeyman down there with Jesse Love trying to make something happen on the bottom. It's not happening right now, but I'm sure you're about to see some other guys jump ship from the top, because here the leaders come storming to the line to start the final lap of Stage 1 of the NASCAR Xfinity Series season. It's still Hill in front, and once again, Nick Sanchez pushing Sheldon Creed hard to turn 1, but still Creed refusing to step out on Hill. It's still Austin Hill in turn 2.
Down onto the backstretch for the final lap of Stage 1. Still Austin Hill. Austin Hill looks like he's got this in the bag. Smith behind looking. Creed looks down to the low line, goes up, and that is Burton in the 27 going to the down line. Over to you, Matthew, for the finish of this stage.
Boy, Sheldon Creed sliced to the bottom. Jeb Burton gets to his rear spoiler. Still Austin Hill has everyone in his rearview mirror. Nick Sanchez swings high aggressively. Gets to the outside of Burton. Gets to the outside of Creed. But it's all happening behind Austin Hill, who gets to the green and white checkered flag and wins Stage 1 here at Daytona. Sheldon Creed is second. Nick Sanchez is third. Jeb Burton is fourth. Anthony Alfredo is fifth. Alfredo and Leland Honeyman was strong. 5th and 6th place finishes in Stage 1 here at Daytona, but it's Austin Hill who gets the stage victory, continuing his Daytona dominance in the Xfinity Series. For those of you listening on USRN2, we'll step away for a break. We'll be back for Stage 2. And for those of you on JBM, of course, as usual, we stay right here. Jack, what'd you think about that?
I thought that they were going to wreck at the end there. They were all over the place. Thank you for proving that you have more talent than the ARCA guys, because if that was the ARCA guys, definitely going to be wrecking there. Great racing there, and shout out to Leland Honeyman for getting stage points, obviously with a completely new team called Cope Family Racing, owned by former Starcom owner Derek Cope. Him and Thomas Annunziata sharing the car this year. Going to be really interesting to see how that team does. And also Dean Thompson getting stage points. Who would have seen that one coming?
Yeah, Leland Honeyman driving for Derek Cope, as you mentioned, the 1990 Daytona 500 champion. But yeah, you're right. You've got Honeyman, Alfredo, and Dean Thompson all getting stage points. That's terrific for those drivers and teams, and for Jeb Burton, for that matter, for Jordan Anderson Racing. He was, where was Jeb? 4th in Stage 1.
What an awesome opening stage. That's really sort of put it in my mind that this year's going to be a very good year for Xfinity. And I'm looking forward to now for an Xfinity spin-off of the Stage 2 podcast. We need to get that stinger ready.
Now, here's a question for everyone, and this is something that the networks really need to get a grasp of, and they need to do it quickly, and maybe this is why they shouldn't have announced something so late in the season like this, but so I've got our pictures synced up well here, the pictures that we're calling the race off of, then my second screen up here through the CW. And I noticed this with the truck race last night, too, on FS1. There's no graphic for who has the fastest lap, and of course that is a change this year, that there is a fastest lap point on the line. But we have no graphic on who has the fastest lap on the television networks. I can tell you that you can find that on the NASCAR app. Right now, the fastest lap point belongs to Anthony Alfredo with a lap time of 47.377 seconds.
For those of you on JBMotorsports, you can see it.
Having fastest point in NASCAR.
It's very strange. It's going to take a long time for us to get used to that. What was that, JB?
For those on JBMotorsports, I put it to the full timing screen so that they could see it.
Oh, very good. Very good indeed. Look at you. You're on top of things, JB.
Hey, I actually get to sit back for once and actually get to make the show good. I'm enjoying it. I get to edit things that I don't usually get to edit.
I'm going to pull up
Sounds like they've
feed
swapped the
myself.
19 and the 31 around, guys. So the 19 in front of the 31.
Okay, so I have pulled up the YouTube stream, Josh. So I'm seeing what you're talking about. Very good.
Well, hang on, and I'll put it on the battle screen again. There you go. Battle screen 2.
Yeah, so, see, look at you. You have done extremely well. You are just on it.
I'm right now editing the timing screen because I'm not happy with the way that some of the numbers are going. So I'm editing.
And I see some comments on the YouTube stream, too, about this race can't be found on any of my streaming services. Yeah, that is something that people are talking about with the CW.
Pit road opening next time.
We have not seen many of the leaders on pit road yet. Christian Eckes is on pit road as we speak here.
He'll get a penalty.
Yeah, he came in before pit road was open, so clearly there's some kind of an issue for Christian Eckes that they felt the need to come down before pit road was open. Looks like they're putting some of that 200-mile-an-hour tape on the right front fender of that car.
The tires aren't on the ground.
Sorry, getting told that we're going to pit lane, but they threw to pit reporters and then they never picked up. So I have them now if you want them.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go to pit road.
Dylan Welch on progressive pit road.
And Nick Sanchez will hit his marks at the top of the screen. Said he wasn't loose, but was trending that way. Plan for them is 4 tires and an air pressure adjustment. Jeff Burton, good run for him. Finished 4th in that stage. Said we scored the points we wanted. And Sheldon Creed felt like he needed to get tightened up. But then after a couple cycles said, I'm good. 4 tires and fuel, Kim.
You see Austin Hill in the 21 on the bottom of your screen. Stage winner there. He's going to take left side tires only. Said the car balance is really good. Would not change anything right now as they race off.
Thank you, Kim. And now.
They really didn't give them a chance to talk, did they?
No, wow, you're not kidding. So, if everyone on JBM will just bear with me here for about 10 seconds, I'll get us back on USRN and we will recap those pit stops. As we are now back on USRN 2, Stage 1 complete at Daytona. Austin Hill, the winner of the opening stage. Leaders just came down pit road. First pit stops for most of these leaders here under caution. And Carson Quaffle is still on pit road as we speak. Again, he was damaged in that opening crash on lap 6. Still putting some of that 200-mile-an-hour tape on the right rear of his car. Also, while we were away on USRN, Christian Eckes came down pit road before it was open. They had some damage to the right front of his car that they were bandaging up. We are live on USRN2. We're live on JB Motorsports as well on YouTube. And I see that Redbox is with us in the chat section on Mixler. Great to have you with us. He says that he has us on up on Apple TV. Very good.
Wow. Hello.
Glad to have you with us as always, as he comes to us north of the border in Canada. He's getting ready for that big hockey game tonight between Canada and the United States. Big deal for Canada and the U.S. this game tonight. And you guys had a very entertaining hockey conversation Thursday night, I heard.
Oh, yes. Right. Okay. Just because one of my exes did used to play hockey and she got hit with the puck and it was with such force that there was actually a gouge in her upper thigh. So there was a permanent scar.
Now, okay, pause there because I'm assuming over there, are you talking about field hockey or ice hockey?
Field hockey.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is strange you mentioned that because when she first told me about it, it was actually while we were on a date at ice hockey. That's how it got brought up.
Oh, very good.
And let me tell you that scar, it's like a very large chickenpox scar. It's a very hard hit. Still don't know how she did it.
I could see that. Hockey is just a ridiculously physical sport. Glorious sport. That's what I want you guys. That's JB. That's what I want JB on next. I want you to do NHL commentary for us.
I can give it a go.
We need one fight for JB to talk about.
It's closed.
All right, I'll give it a go.
Oh boy, that's a fun sport to do. We do it on USRN every Tuesday night, every Friday night, occasionally on Thursday nights and Saturday afternoons. The Stanley Cup playoffs are coming up in a couple of months. You didn't hear this from me, but Here's hoping the Carolina Hurricanes make a run towards the Cup since picking up Mikko Rantanen from Colorado.
I have no idea what you guys are on about.
Jack, shall I talk about stuff that you will know about?
No, I'm interested. I watch ice hockey fights, but...
And anyway, 16, they've put the tail of the longest line, as we knew. Not for the reason we thought, guys.
Oh, really?
Too many crew members over the wall for the 16, and Garage, Tower, and Scoring have all confirmed that the 28 is out for rear end damage.
All right. Very
28
good.
is done, by the way. 28 is done.
So that is Kyle C. done for the rest of the day. Redbox also says he is drinking a St. Ambrose double IPA and getting ready for Canada to destroy the U.S. tonight in hockey. Well, let's take it down a notch. Hold on a moment. Destroy the U.S. Calm
That's
down.
the Donald Trump approach, isn't it? Destroy the US.
Oh my god.
And he is out of there.
And we're off and running, aren't we?
Donald Trump, tick. Does
We
Danica
just lost
Patrick...
our entire target audience.
Yeah, that was my next thought, Josh, is when does Danica get mentioned?
Daniel Dyer is out of the race, and Brennan Poole is 15 laps down, which means we're on board with it now, actually. Which means he is only 3 million laps faster than Danica ever was here.
Took a pole here, to be fair.
Yeah, she did win the pole for the Daytona 500 in 2013.
Yes, but that was only because it was a full moon, and we all know what she does on full moons.
Coming to the green this time, guys.
actually
7
could
control
win.
Thank
car
goodness.
outside lane.
Thank goodness we're coming to the green. Save us from all of this.
Danica only won in Japan because half the other field was in Long Beach. What?
Justin Allgaier will restart on the front row. He's on the outside of row number 1. And the front 5 on this restart all pitted 13 laps ago, so they did not pit under this caution. That's why they jumped to the front. So it's Justin Allgaier on the front row, Harrison Burton alongside of him, green flag goes back up in the air, and stage 2 of the United Rentals 300 is underway at Daytona. Even start as Allgaier and Burton match each other stride for stride. They're just noses apart as they slam into the 31 degrees of banking in turns 1 and 2. Everyone getting up to full speed here, and it's Burton who's got a nose in front, JT.
Burton had a nose in front. Allgaier pulls alongside and maybe just a little bit in front. Third line foreman in the middle as the helicopter camera has a little bit of a nightmare. Is it the helicopter camera or is it the blimp?
Heli,
yeah. As round the outside, still Burton in front. Allgaier fights back, Matthew.
Last time NASCAR was here at Daytona prior to 2025, the Cup Series, the 400-miler last summer, Harrison Burton was the winner of that race driving for the Wood Brothers. Now he's full-time in Xfinity this year with AM Racing. He is jousting Justin Allgaier for the lead, but Allgaier gets a good run out of the tri-oval and back to turn 1. Got a good push from Sam Mayer. That puts Allgaier into the lead. Mayer drifts up the racetrack, and he's going to have one car slip to his inside and go 3 wide, JT.
Yeah, I have just checked, JB. The blimp is in the air. The Goodyear blimp is in the air. 3 wide as we have a look down in towards turn 3. Burton and Allgaier. Burton dives down to the low side to protect from the number 11 of Williams.
Yeah, Josh Williams made the big move to make it 3 wide. In the end, they just about come out of it just as they were before he did that, as the drivers who were at the front at the end of stage 1 try to make their way towards the front again. Meanwhile, dropping back is Connor Zilich. There's some damage to his 88 car from that lap 6 caution. He's in the middle of this pack and just trying to stay out of harm's way. What about Jesse Love, JT, on the outside line just behind Austin Hill?
On board with him now, the number 2 car, currently in 8th at the moment, and round in towards the turn 3 banking. Still Burton and Allgaier side by side.
Yeah, Burton and Allgaier still battling for the lead, but dropping down to the inside comes Sammy Smith. Sammy Smith with an aggressive move, dropped to the inside of Harrison Burton, got past him. Now he is wheel to wheel with Allgaier across the line. So Sammy Smith for Junior Motorsports with that throwback number 8 font going for the lead at Daytona. It's Burton who now pushes him. Behind Harrison Burton, you've got Jeb Burton.
Scoring confirms Allgaier led that last lap by 0.04 of a second side by side down the backstretch as we cut to a full screen replay of the 3 wide moment down at the front, absolutely swarming the 25 car.
Harrison got caught by surprise there by Sammy Smith, who puts himself up alongside of his teammate Justin Allgaier, and those two run door to door through the tri-oval. They come across the line just noses apart. Then in row 2 behind them, you've got Harrison Burton right behind Sammy Smith. The 41 of Sam Mayer lines up behind Allgaier, and it's 2 by 2. As our guy Seth Eves at USRN would say, a full speed pace lap as they rumble off the corner.
Down the backstretch one more time. Sammy Smith leads this one, started 13th at the start of this one, 41 laps in of 120 in towards turn 3. Matthew Owens side by side for the lead once more.
Really good racing here as way up the banking goes the 41 of Sam Mayer. He was riding the rim, nearly scuffed the wall, broke up the energy from that outside line. Sammy Smith jumped up to that outside line, but now Jeb Burton slices back to the inside. Jeb Burton, the son of Ward Burton, who won the Daytona 500 in 2002. Further back, Austin Hill wedges his way to the inside of Harrison Burton. Between cars, Austin Hill trying to make up ground.
Austin Hill makes it 3 wide in a very, very tight moment at 185.205 average mile per hour. As we head down the backstretch, it's 2 by 2 with a 3 wide in the mid-pack.
Racing through turns 3 and 4 and starting to get towards the front here is Ryan Sieg as Justin Allgaier slides up the banking on the exit of turn 4. He gets caught out of the draft momentarily. 4, 5, 6 cars get by him. Jeb Burton goes to the lead. Swoops down from top to bottom to cover off Ryan Sieg. Further back, Justin Allgaier got into the back of William Sawalich, who was unstable on the way to turn 1. Sawalich kept it pointed the right direction. Leland Honeyman comes flying underneath cars in turns 1 and 2. So too does Ryan Truex.
18 to go in stage 2, and this has not been a stage 2 podcast. I can tell you that for a fact. Jeb Burton goes from the high line to the low line to protect it from the 39 of Sieg. As here comes number 8 of Sammy Smith out of nowhere, up on the high line, round the outside. He's got no one to push him. Austin Hill is a car length behind on that high line.
Yeah, that inside line is really nice and organized with Ryan Sieg right underneath the spoiler of Jeb Burton. Burton puts his Chevrolet Camaro in front as they cross the line. You're right, JT. It's nothing like a Stage 2 podcast. I keep trying to go to Jack to get his thoughts on all of this, but the action's too good to step away from. Jeb Burton controls the draft in turns 1 and 2, and he's working both sides, dropping from top to bottom.
On board with Jesse Love, who is alone on the high side, and getting a little bit squirrely with Creed in the middle of that 3 wide. They all stay pointed the right direction as we go into turn 3 one more time.
Yeah, Jeb Burton doing a nice job here. I mentioned he does have a Talladega win in his back pocket in the Xfinity Series from a number of years gone by, so he knows how to get things done on these super speedways, and he's doing a great job staying in front of this pack. Here's Austin Hill diving to the inside of Sammy Smith, who threw a massive block. Smith got out of shape, kept it going the right direction. Hill does work his way to his inside, though. Austin Hill, aggressive as ever. Now he's going for the lead.
Jeb Burton dived from the high to the low side. Austin Hill dived from the low to the high side. Austin Hill goes right round the outside of the 27, who was a sit-in duck, and Austin Hill leads it. And Jeb Burton, with no help at all in the middle, is getting absolutely swarmed. Sammy Smith round the outside.
Yeah, Sammy Smith around his outside, Ryan Truex down his inside, Jeb Burton in the space of a lap, gonna go from first to outside the top half dozen, as now working to his inside in the tri-oval, Justin Bonsignor, the very decorated modified driver. Now they're 3 wide around that pack. Jesse Love gets underneath the spoiler of Jeb Burton, gives him a push going into turn 1. Top 5 are single file, it's a big wad behind.
A big 3 wide pack is forming. Jeb Burton has been picked up by Jesse Love. They both go up onto the high line, which only leaves 3 cars in the middle of the 3 wide. 1 car off the pace below the double yellow lines. I wonder who that is. We'll find out as we finish this lap, but it's still Austin Hill out front.
Austin Hill swings up off turn 4. Ryan Sieg in line behind him second. Then Nick Sanchez third. Connor Zilich is fourth. Ryan Truex is fifth. That's the order across the line with 14 to go in stage 2. Double file racing then begins. Behind that top 5, Bonsignor down on the inside to his outside Jeb Burton, and they are racing hard from 5th on back.
Austin Hill still in front, and that is 3 wide of the 18, the 70, and the 7. 7 on the outside, 70 in the middle as well. Jeb Burton goes from the middle up to the high line to block the number 2 of Jesse Love. Jesse Love does the opposite. He goes from the high to the middle. Jeb Burton follows him down to the middle. That was a very close moment. Matthew Owens cut to replay.
Finally, I might be able to get a word from Jack here after all of this action. Jack, this is hold your breath stuff.
That's why I haven't been speaking. I've been holding my breath. But this is absolutely brilliant racing. Of all the people to be up front, I did not expect it to be Sammy Smith, or maybe I didn't even expect Jeb Burton to. But the fact that not only does he have 1 Talladega win, he has 2 Talladega wins. He won with Jordan Anderson races 2 years ago, and one with Paulig 4 years ago, although that was a rain-shortened race. I don't know if we count that. But
yeah, correct. Yeah, that was a rain-shortened race. You're right. That one slipped the mind.
Wonder why. Wonder why.
Well, again, he is the son of Ward Burton, who won the Daytona 500 now 23 years ago for Bill Davis Racing. As the field gets into an orderly line just about to come across the line here. We're now working lap 49 of 120, working lap 19 of 30 here in stage 2, and the top 6 or 7 are now single file, JT.
Yeah, and Jeb Burton still leading the middle line. High line forming on the outside. Someone was brave, dived straight from the low, straight to the high, through the whole middle line. Currently second, Ryan Sieg. He restarted 23rd at the start of this stage. In 19 laps, 23rd to second, well, minus 6 laps under caution. 23rd to second in around 13 laps. Not bad, Matthew.
No, not bad at all. Isn't it interesting, though, Jack? And this has happened over the years with the best of the super speedway races. It happened with Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, Dale Jarrett, the best super speedway racers. When they fight their way to the front, the pack behind them, the chaos fizzles out. Everyone suddenly gets single file and starts playing nice with each other when the best super speedway racers get to the front, because they know how to control this draft.
Exactly. I mean, Austin Hill is probably the best super speedway racer in the entire field. Maybe in NASCAR currently, right now, out of the current full-time drivers, he is probably the best super speedway racer. Maybe you could make an argument for Ryan Blaney as well, but I would put Austin Hill as probably a big candidate as a great super speedway racer. You've got Ryan Sieg just behind him. Maybe Ryan Sieg can get his first career win finally. Just missed out at Texas last year to Sam Mayer in what I never saw coming, a photo finish at Texas.
Yeah, you're right about that. Ryan Sieg, he has been close on these super speedways before. As you mentioned, not nearly as close as he was at Texas in the spring of 2024 in that heartbreaking loss right at the end. But yeah, Ryan Sieg, who has never won in this series despite racing full-time for 10, 11 years now, He's been really good at these super speedways going back to when he was a rookie. He was 3rd here in the summer race in 2014. He has a knack for the drafting as well, the drafting style racetracks, as Jesse Love pulls to the inside of Nick Sanchez, makes the pass on him in turn 1. Now Love works his way towards the left elbow of Ryan Sieg for 2nd, JT.
And looking on board of the number 2 who leads that low line, Ryan Sieg, getting a little bit out of shape, keeps it straight, keeps it going, stays in 2nd in line and 2nd in this race as the whole high line moves down to the middle to try and protect that low line as well.
Sweeping up out of turn number 4, Austin Hill continues to show the way. Love had made some really good ground up on that inside line, but now it begins to disappear from him as it's only him and Connor Zilich and a couple of others down on the inside. The outside lane, just as it did in that first stage, JT, is motoring away from the bottom line again.
Yeah, the high line is king in stage 1. It seems like it is king in stage 2 as well, with 8 to go in this 2nd stage. At least the top 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 cars all on the high line. Jesse Love just behind the 10th car on the low line as we head into 4.
Coming to 7 laps to go here in stage number 2. Hill, Sieg, Sanchez, Jeb Burton, and Justin Allgaier remain the top 5. JB, haven't gone to sleep over there, have you?
No, I'm actually enjoying listening to you lot call this. You've got vastly more experience than me on Xfinity knowledge, but I'm really enjoying Austin Hill here.
I honestly don't, JB. I've no idea where you got that from, but I will take it.
Years of him telling me, you've got to watch this, you've got to watch that. No, really interesting. I've been looking into the 48, minimum speed out there, but is having a lot of problems. Sorry, the 44, having a lot of problems out there as well. Staying now 17 laps down.
Was given to the 44, JB. That was on the 2nd caution. That was when we had the front end blow off, and that was the caution for debris.
So it's not going well for them. But I'm really impressed with Austin Hill right now. He is controlling this perfect across both races. And there's the 44 going by again.
Yeah, he's pulled off again, and that will put him minus 18 laps down, I do believe. 6 to go in stage 2. Lap 55 of 120.
I don't believe this.
Halfway there.
JT is shutting me up from the pit lane. How times have changed.
There is one word, JB, for that. Payback.
Oh, you're going to get it tomorrow in the 500, mate. The weather reports are going to come in quite unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Redbox on Mixler, by the way. Who's calling the game tonight? That'll be me. I'll be on the U.S. and Canada tonight on USRN. He also asks if there's any Canadians in the field tonight. Right off first blush, I don't believe so. I had the grid in front of me earlier, of course, but I do not believe we have any Canadians in the field, which is a shame.
Does that mean no sleep for you?
No, it'll be done at about 11:30ish. So it won't be very crazy as we get some moving and shaking with Justin Allgaier going from top to bottom, and Jeb Burton tries to throw the block on him there coming out of turn 4. Jeb is blocking very aggressively here so far in this race. Does a good job staying in front of Allgaier, stacked everyone up just a little bit. And here's Allgaier again. He's going to peek down to the inside of Burton in turn 1. No drafting help down there for Allgaier, but Nick Sanchez is going to go down there too.
And down he goes. 4 to go in this stage, getting a little bit unpredictable, which is not what you want when you're going 180 miles per hour plus. Look at that move from the 27 of Jeb Burton right out from the high line down to the low line. The top 2 of Austin Hill and Ryan Sieg go from the high down to the low to block it, but that allows the 48 to go ahead.
Jeb Burton has some real guts He knows how to get it done here, as we've talked about already a couple of times, and in the space of a lap, he threw a really big block and then made a really big move to the inside. Problem for him is, this really hasn't helped him very much, as he is getting passed on the bottom of the racetrack. Now in turn 1, he moves up to get alongside Nick Sanchez. I know you guys are looking at the in-car, or at least you were. So I'll try to keep you up to date on what's going on here as they make their way down the backstretch, coming towards the final 2 laps of this stage. Hill still the leader. Sieg is second. Sanchez is third. Jeb Burton fourth. Sheldon Creed in that 0-0 for the Haas Factory team fifth. Dean Thompson moving up on the outside of the racetrack as here come the leaders to the line. And it's Austin Hill who continues to show the way. He won stage 1. Let's see if anyone can shake him out of line here at the end of stage 2. Sieg is deployed in second, followed by Sanchez.
Followed by Sanchez indeed. Austin Hill, Ryan Sieg in front. Top 6 single file. Down we go in towards turn 3. One car makes the move from the high line to the low line. That's Honeyman. Little bit, and Sanchez up into the wall. And that will be our caution, which ends the stage. The 48 of Nick Sanchez up into the wall hard. Sparks fly here at Daytona.
Was that a puncture?
Oh, I think he got turned.
Right.
Yeah, I think he got turned. And Nick Sanchez has hit the wall hard. Heavy damage to the right front of that number 48. Driving for the Big Machine Racing team, having a terrific run, but it's going to come to an end here right at the end of stage 2. He limps his car to pit road. Final lap of the stage is underway. As JT rightly said, this stage will now end under yellow. Austin Hill is going to win the stage, and Nick Sanchez, who was a winner here at Daytona last year in the Truck Series, will not be going to Daytona Victory Lane tonight.
Guys, just been told that I'm no longer welcome in the 48 after I mispronounced the 44 a couple of laps ago that they were going slow. I'm now no longer allowed in the 48, guys.
Let's see, Jack, who got Sanchez?
Creed got into him there. I don't know if that's a bad push or Sanchez maybe getting just a little bit loose. Looks to me like a bit of a bad push from Creed, though. Creed's getting pushed, you can see, by Allgaier here. Getting lots of hits to the bumper because Allgaier's desperate to get ahead. And it looks to me like one hit from Creed and then just around goes Sanchez right there. Yeah, unfortunate for him, it's his first race for Big Machine. Well, I don't actually know, is it his first race for Big Machine? I think he ran some races for them in 2023 or 2022, didn't he?
His first full-time ride with them.
Yeah, that's a bad push by Creed, I think.
It's just so annoying how it can just be a little tap and it's just sent into the wall so quickly, and it was literally just a click, a little click, and it's just in. But here's the checkers.
That green and white checkered flag will fly along with the yellow here. Austin Hill, second verse, same as the first here this afternoon, as Hill wins stage 2. It ends under caution after Nick Sanchez gets turned into the turn 3 wall. Heavy contact there for Sanchez.
I have a question for you, Matthew, actually.
Yes.
It's about the CW. Obviously, we know that they're not going to be on site every weekend. They're going to be calling it remotely. I believe, is it from Charlotte?
More than likely, yes.
Are they on site this weekend?
We don't have that confirmed. We don't have that confirmed yet, but more than likely, yes.
I know the presenters are on site, but are the commentators in the booth?
Yes, everyone is on site this weekend. Mostly because Parker was there last night, winning the truck race.
Of course.
So he's there. Jamie was there doing work with FS1. So everyone's there this week.
Excellent. Are they using the Fox booth, or have they made their own?
No, I think they are using. I think they're using the normal TV booth.
Right.
So yeah, I think they are using the normal TV booth. By the way, Redbox on Mixler asks if JT could please turn up his microphone.
I've never said that, but I'm glad somebody did, because I had to put him so high to hear him on my side.
That's all on you, JT. I'm not behind the scenes flipping switches and all that.
He's been on 90 for nearly a year. Today, I had to turn him up to 130.
Is that better?
No.
It is better because that's the setting that I always have it on.
Hang on. Say again.
Hello.
It could be. I'm not wearing my headphones. Give me a minute.
This is better. I've just turned my mic up from 58 to 90, what it was before. Anyway, I've got a rundown for you from the scorers. 21, 39, 00, 7, 26, 27, 54, 18, 42, 25, 19, 88, 71, 41, 24, 8, 2, 31, 11, 91, 16, who is in pit road, and no doubt that will be another penalty. And that is the 48 to the garage for DVP.
That's the worst lottery I've ever heard.
Yes, Redbox was just saying either JT needs to go up or the background, I guess the track noise needs to go down. One or the other. Anyway, just reporting.
I'll work on track noise.
It's done for the night.
Probably because I was on my mobile and because I had my laptop with me in the car, as you guys saw behind the scenes. When I plugged it into my whole setup and plugged the sound mixer back in, it probably knocked it down. And I didn't knock it back up.
That's your fault. Reason. Hey, look, I can only control so much on my side.
Oh, how I wish I could disconnect you right now, but that would mess everything up.
Disconnect me and the entire broadcast goes kaput. I feel quite important right now.
Does that mean I can disconnect Owl on your behalf?
What?
I'm just flicking through, trying to find information.
I don't know if we have said this yet, but the 00 was the culprit of turning the 48.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah, speaking of Owl, I feel like do I need to be let in on why we have the little Owl 1 is a name?
I like owls. I like Harry Potter. Very simple explanation.
It's just as simple as that. Let's go down to pit road. Leaders around.
Allen still needs some help. He'll change right side tires and take air out of the right front. Sheldon Creed, second from the top, said, "Good if I can get some help." Also asked for a little bit of tape on the nose, right side tires and fuel. Kim.
You see Justin Alger in that red 7 Chevrolet. The plan to take right side tires only. He said it's very stable. Car is good. Just a slight air pressure adjustment as fuel goes into. Austin Hill in that blue and white 21 at the bottom. He'll only take 2 tires. Austin said it is tight, especially off 4, but he's scared to mess with it because it was moving so good through traffic. Minimal changes. He did note there was a weird smell that happened 2 laps before the end of the stage. We saw the fluid on the camera. Nothing else from Austin. We'll keep up to breast on if there's any issues with the gear or something else.
21 team.
Hill winning the race off pit road from Creed, Gray, and Allgaier.
Tell you one thing, they need to give the CW guys a chance to actually respond to commentary. There must be a lag or something there.
I was thinking there might have been too, because they're really quick coming out of pit road, and then Adam is jumping straight in.
I think CW are doing all right on their first official broadcast.
And to prove the Goodyear blimp
really
was there,
sharp.
it was just in the background, JB.
Ah. I've gone on board with the Goodyear blimp.
Have you?
The CW, the whole CW presentation looks really sharp, and I think when we get a chance to go back and listen, I do think Adam Alexander, Jamie McMurray, and Parker Kligerman is going to make a really good booth.
I've heard they sound really good, apparently. The chemistry is really good.
Are they better than what we have on Fox right now?
And I'm going to be honest, most things are better than what we have on Fox right now. Sorry, Harvick. Sorry, Boyer.
We were praising Fox when we came into Bowman Gray. We've got to Daytona, and they've suddenly remembered how terrible they are.
So I love, and I think most people do, I love Mike Joy.
Yes.
And And I really like Kevin Harvick. I think Kevin, since he's started to go to this full time, has gotten a lot better than what he was as the guest analyst on Xfinity Series Racing. Clint has absolutely regressed from where he was year one, which, what was that, 2021?
Yes.
He has regressed a lot. But I really like Mike and Kevin.
I think they made a mistake letting Jeff go.
Yeah.
That was...
Well, well, and they didn't have any say in that. Jeff was offered the big vice president job at Hendrick, and he wasn't turning that down. One day, Jeff Gordon will run Hendrick Motorsports.
I think we can all agree, guys, that when the Harvicks were in the booth, how awkward Mike Joy looked, because it was just Clint and the Harvicks just chatting away about stuff that they've done before. Also, pit road closed, 16 pitting too soon, and too many crew members over the wall will go to the tail of the longest line. 44 is the free pass and will choose last, and we are one to go at the line.
Oh, very good.
I've gone
stage 3 started.
Alpha Branch just tweeted a video of Brennan Poole going around at slow speed with the caption, "Not having fun."
To further go into my Jamie Little routine, some red nail varnish and lipstick has just turned up.
Oh my god.
Oh my good lord. Oh my.
Then I have to start sarcastically nodding during an interview with my lips a bit like prune.
Oh God bless.
Amy Little hates you, I think.
I've got nothing against Jamie Little, but I don't think that truck series was the best call I've ever heard.
I think she's a better pit reporter than she is a commentator, personally.
It's what I say about Natalie Pinkham.
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree with that.
It's she's great. She's great to do the reporting side. Sorry, she's great presenting, but she's not great in the commentary box. I much prefer Rachel in the box for practice. Yeah. That's how I take it.
Just to give you a little idea of the choose rule, outside row 1 Austin Hill, inside Gray, row 2 outside Creed, inside Truex, outside row 3 Allgaier, inside Swallage, Ryan Sieg outside row 4, inside Love, Thompson outside, Sammy Smith row 5, inside.
So, coming towards the restart here again, the NASCAR Xfinity Series on USRN2 all season long. Next week we'll be in Atlanta for the Bennett Transportation 250. Race in which Austin Hill won last year as well. He won the first two at Daytona and Atlanta a year ago. Then from there, in March, we'll go to Austin, Texas, and the Circuit of the Americas. Phoenix, Las Vegas, Homestead Miami Speedway, and Martinsville makes up the Xfinity Series schedule through March. And we'll have it all for you. USRN2, JBM dipping their toes into the waters as well in the Xfinity Series.
No idea how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it.
We'll find a way.
Is this included in the 30, or is this the 31st?
This is included in the 30.
Alright.
We'll do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Anyway, JB, I'm quieting you once again. Matthew.
Got some YouTube comments to catch up on when we get a chance as the green flag waves and the final stage gets underway here at Daytona. Hill and Gray on the front row, as it's been for a number of restarts, and Austin Hill gets a nose out in front, and now Taylor Gray begins to charge back downstairs. Drafting help comes from Ryan Truex.
I feel like I'm going to have massive payback tomorrow, but it's all right. I have the power. 3 wide down the back stretch. Austin Hill around the outside. Down on the inside is Gray. Austin Hill decided whether to go to the middle or go to the high. He stays with the middle as the high line is not there yet. 3 wide.
Racing into turn number 4, Hill and Gray door-to-door. Gray slides up nearly into the left door of Austin Hill. Taylor Gray does a great job holding on to that Toyota Supra. 2 by 2 as they cross the line. 3 wide middle of the pack. Now Austin Hill shows the muscle that he's known for on the super speedways. He'll drive his way into the lead in turn 1. Drafting assistance from Sheldon Creed. Now Hill to the middle of the racetrack as they hit turn 2 with the sun setting on the east end of the west end of the speedway.
2-car length lead on the high line. It's Austin Hill, now 3 as it's Austin Hill, then the 00 of Creed, then behind Allgaier, all pushing each other. And that is what has given the high line once again a massive advantage.
Justin Allgaier, 3rd car on that outside line, was sneaking a peek towards the inside of Creed. Now stays in line behind him. Hill crosses the line, looking for a 4th straight win in this February Daytona race. He's won each of the first 2 stages. He's the Super Speedway Maestro in the Xfinity Series, and he's got the field in tow in turn 2.
Austin Hill continuing out front. Look how much the low line listen. Beautiful one.
Give me notice, mate. Give me notice.
The 00 down on the inside. Side by side for the lead. Look at the 39 getting involved, Matthew. You're welcome, JB.
Ryan Sieg pushing Sheldon Creed down to the inside of Austin Hill. Now Justin Allgaier fills the whole top side. He gets underneath the spoiler of Hill. Through the 18 degrees of banking in the tri-oval. Hill's blue and white number 21 unstable through that tri-oval. Here comes Sheldon Creed sweeping to the lead. He wanted to take the elevator ride to bottom to top. Couldn't do it. Hill was still there. Ryan Sieg gives the shove to Sheldon Creed.
Still side by side for the lead. Sheldon Creed just got his nose in front. Side by side. Look at the push from the 39 of Ryan Sieg behind. That unsettled the 00 and very nearly spun him out from the lead. Down in towards turn 3 we go. And Sheldon Creed 1 car length in front on the low line.
Sheldon Creed now for the Haas Factory team. Leads this field off of turn 4. Behind him, he's got Jeb Burton giving a big push to Ryan Sieg. Now Creed jumps from bottom to top to clear off Austin Hill. It opens up the bottom for Tucker, Georgia's Ryan Sieg, who's come so close on so many occasions on these super speedways. Here he goes, rocketing down to the bottom. He's door-to-door with Creed as they race for the race lead.
Creed continuing to hold the lead on that last lap. He's up on the high line. Ryan Sieg on the low line. Jeb Burton on the low line behind with Gray as well. And that is Austin Hill, who has dropped back to 2nd in line on the high line.
Middle of turns 3 and 4. Noses apart here. Sieg and Creed. They swing up out of turn number 4, and as we've seen all afternoon long, that bottom line starting to lose some energy. Less and less cars on the bottom as more drivers choose to come topside. Still Sieg trying to drag that bottom line around with Jeb Burton in behind. Both of those cars have been very aggressive at times tonight, Sieg and Burton. 2 by 2 as we race back to 2.
Ryan Sieg led that last lap by 1,000th of a second. That's how close it is. Down the back stretch we go. Austin Hill looking to make moves. Gets a massive push from the 7. And the 21 is making moves. He drops down to the low side. Down the inside of the 00. He gets the lead going in towards 4.
Austin Hill is as aggressive as anyone on these super speedways, and he just put a huge shove on Sheldon Creed down the straightaway, cleared him of the pack, then dove down to the bottom and easily made the pass. So Austin Hill goes back to the front. It's Ryan Sieg who's deployed behind him in 2nd to try to go after him. Sheldon Creed still leads that top line with Justin Allgaier pushing. Jeb Burton still in the mix as well.
Off the banking of turn 2 on towards the backstretch we go. Hill controlling the pack. He's in the middle of the 2 lines trying to protect them both. One wrong move and it's all over for Hill. He keeps it straight. He goes back to the high line as the low line backs off a little bit. Looking 3 wide possibly in the middle if Ryan Sieg makes moves.
Now, we've been talking about it ever since the start of this race, how Austin Hill controls this draft. so majestically, and that's what he's doing once again. Creed gives a big push to the bumper cover of Ryan Sieg, who gets out of shape a little bit in the tri-oval, has to zigzag back on that steering wheel to stay in the right direction. He's deployed in second, right underneath the spoiler of the Georgia driver, Austin Hill. That's the order in turn 2.
It's Nick Sanchez, number of laps to go. Nick Sanchez is officially out, by the way. 48 laps to go, as 4 car lengths in front is the high line compared to the low line. It's 27 of Jeb Burton leading the low line as we go in towards turn 3.
By the way, those YouTube comments that I was talking about, Seth Eves is on, and he said that Jerry Punch, just to piggyback off those comments that you made, JB, he says Jerry Punch was also a much better pit reporter than announcer. Just wanted to make the totally normal Jerry Punch, Natalie Pinkham comparison.
Yeah, it's a fair comparison, to be fair, between the two. And I think Doc was very good when NBC brought him in for those 2 rounds when they got the contract. And then he went, no, I'm done, I'm out. And then vanished. Because we had Dr. Jerry Punch and we had Robin on the NBC stand, and it was fantastic. And then just vanished after 2 races.
Field racing in turn number 4 here. We like to quote Jerry Punch a lot, as Austin Hill shows the way, and I'm sure Seth will be doing a lot of that when he's on Xfinity races this year. He's already loading them up as we speak. As the CW comes back from break, as you can hear in the background, with Austin Hill showing the way. Off to turn 1, Ryan Sieg right behind him. Jack, what are you thinking about all of this? I feel like I've asked you that a lot today.
I've just seen something on Twitter that might blow this race wide open. Reports that fluid is leaking from Austin Hill's car.
No!
Well, and I believe we heard that during those round of caution flag pit stops too, because he's got a rear-facing camera on that car, and it did look like it was covered in something. So we'll see how long that continues, and if NASCAR wants to do anything about it. Meanwhile, on the backstretch, Sheldon Creed just carved out a lane to the inside of Ryan Sieg. So now Creed on that bottom line with Jeb Burton behind him. Hill went down there. Might have been a mistake. Sieg has a run topside. Hill stays in front. Sieg climbs the banking in turns 1 and 2. Austin Hill slides up, Josh!
And Austin Hill slid up, but continues to... Well, he went back down to the low line. Look at that third line forming, possibly. Are they thinking against it? Yes, they are at the moment. Slots back down into towards the low line. Still 2 by 2 throughout the whole pack in towards turn 3.
Just fantastic racing, and they are not going to give this race to Austin Hill. This Xfinity Series field, tired of him dominating the way at Daytona and these super speedways. Ryan Sieg showing muscle and hustle on the outside lane. Justin Allgaier right behind him on the top side, along with Jesse Love. On the bottom, it's Hill, Creed, and Jeb Burton. Then comes the 54 of Gray, who's been up there all afternoon long.
I've got no TV pics, so I
can't.
Yeah,
my TV pictures are just gone.
I can't say anything.
Mine have gone too. Mine have gone too. They've all gone. I will go find out. Matthew's got them though.
Yeah, we will keep it right here as Justin Allgaier got a bit squirreled up down the back straightaway. I thought I had lost something in my ear. Indeed, I had. Justin Allgaier got pushed hard at the back door. Dean Thompson was pushing Jesse Love, who pushed Justin Allgaier. Pictures are back on our end. Thank you very much as the leaders come through the tri-oval. Hill and Sieg cannot be separated. Sieg may have had the splitter of his Ford in front as they cross the line. Still we race 2 by 2. As our guy Seth Eves would say, this is the second time I've said that, it's a full-speed pace lap at 180 miles an hour at Daytona.
Yeah, that was probably a... That was an international feed error, yeah. Average speed, by the way, 186.714 mile per hour throughout the field. 43 laps to go in towards turn 3. Little bit of smoke from the 31, Look at that.
Yeah, Blaine Perkins with some smoke coming out the back of his number 31 for Jordan Anderson Racing as they start to shake it up towards the front of the field here just a bit. We'll keep an eye on that, but yeah, there's still white smoke.
By the way.
Still white smoke billowing out of Blaine Perkins' machine as Austin Hill continues to lead the field back to turn 1. This is a pack of about 20 or so as Perkins is way up high in turn 2, JT. Is he going to slow down a little bit? I think he is here to try to get to the back of this pack.
Down the backstretch we go. Austin Hill goes to the middle. He goes down to the low to protect the low line. Will he dive up to the top line, the high line? It's not a threat at the moment, or is it? Look at Justin Allgaier.
Allgaier wants to get around Ryan Sieg. He keeps dipping down to his inside. Sieg has had enough to cover the spot. Looks like Perkins is going to come to pit road. Hill crosses the line as the leader. They're going to have to take the win away from him, and there's still plenty of time to do that. Just north of 100 miles left in this race with 41 laps still remaining to be complete, but Hill has been the dominant factor, just as we thought he would be ever since the green flag dropped.
Yeah, 31 is clear of the speedway. Just come over the officials' channel. 41 laps to go. Austin Hill still in front. Leads Ryan Sieg by 95 thousandths of a second on that last time, as we are on board with 21 of Austin Hill in towards turn 3.
To his outside, Ryan Sieg with a big run, a big push from Justin Allgaier. So here comes Sieg. He drives his way to the lead. A couple of Georgia-born boys battling for the lead at Daytona, and Ryan Sieg takes it away. Now here's Justin Allgaier through the tri-oval, slices like a hot knife through butter from top to bottom, gets in front of Austin Hill Chevrolet, follows in the tire tracks of Ryan Sieg. The sun setting in Daytona. The leaders off turn 2.
As I think the TV pics have stabilised once again. Never mind. The flash of a black. I think I can see everything. Yes, I can. 39. Good lead. Here comes the 7 of Allgaier in towards turn 3 with Austin Hill behind. Sheldon Creed giving him a little push.
TV pictures are giving us a big time over here. Just stay tuned here. Here comes some cars to pit road. Justin Allgaier's peeling off, and he is smoking the left front in a big way as he tries to get down to 55 miles an hour. Austin Hill's on pit road too. So too is Connor Zilich and more. Let's go to pit road.
Pit road to tell the team, hey, I've locked up a tire. It's too bad. It's got a vibration. We've got to change that. This is all the Chevys coming down pit road.
Yeah, and as you see that red Chevrolet peeling off, that's the brand Chevrolet of Justin Allgaier. He reported it was tighter this run. You see them taking those right side tires, filling it full of fuel. Austin Hill in too. We have documented his issues, smoke in the cockpit, a weird smell. He also said he was getting a really bad vibration. Feels like the car is maybe on the verge of breaking as he is sitting on pit road. They're trying to fill it up full of fuel and maybe diagnose what's happening underneath there. You saw the crewman under the right rear of that car.
These are scheduled green flag pit stops.
Car 70, speed in section 8 pass through.
Well, that's big that Austin Hill is still on pit road trying to figure out what's causing whatever that fluid is to leak out the back. So Austin Hill's going to lose the lead and lose a lap here. There's more on pit road.
He said that win at Talladega last fall gave him so much more confidence to make the big moves here. This is exactly how they planned. It's going to be fuel only as he is down and away.
Patrick Emmerling. And the
teammates.
Patrick Emmerling and Garrett Smidley got all crossed up on pit road. Emmerling has to be pushed back into his stall. And will we see a third straight lap of leaders coming to pit road? One car is peeling off to pit road here from the middle of the pack. But we don't get a bunch on pit lane this time around. Austin Hill is still sitting on pit road, guys. This is Austin Hill's race done. The dominant car of the day is losing it right here. Window net down, is it?
I think he's done.
Yeah, window net down.
They can't go out until the oil is fixed. NASCAR officials are not letting them out until that oil is fixed.
Wow. Well, this race just got turned upside down just inside the 100-mile mark. Austin Hill, who's won this race 3 years in a row and had dominated here tonight, is done. And now here's Ryan Sieg in the tri-oval. Justin Allgaier trying to stay in front of him, and Sieg got thrown offline a bit there by Allgaier, who also had a slow stop. He stalled his car momentarily coming out of his pit box, Allgaier did. That's why he's not in the draft, and the leaders soar around him, JT.
Yeah, 31 to the garage for mechanical and 14 pass-through for vehicle interference with the 07, which is what we saw. Ryan Sieg still out in front. Look how much the 7 of Justin Allgaier is dropping back alone on the high line. That's the first time we've said that this race, because the high line is normally the dominant one.
Yeah, nothing like green flag pit stops to shake up a race, huh, Jack?
Yeah, I've just looked. Richard Childress himself just came on the radio and just said, guys, we can't have part failures. No excuses. Here's the vehicle interference. I'm told that Garrett Smithley completely overshot his stalls, or as us in our, or me and my friends would call in the voice chat, we would call it Arca brakes.
That is, I think, the overshot of the decade, guys.
Now, he missed it by a lot.
Two full pit stop.
He shot it by the amount I claim Greg Van Alst is. Like,
he shot
actually,
it.
in terms of talent.
He shot it about as far as Danica Patrick can go without crashing into someone.
Oh my god. God.
Heavens.
He overshot it as much as the distance that it takes me to run from where I film to the bottom of the pits at Ringwood.
You will never, ever, ever confuse this channel with the Danica Patrick fan page.
There's a fan page?
It's called her YouTube channel.
Is it just her mother? I mean, that's the only fan I think she's got.
Yeah, her mom
She's got like
Bev.
1 million subs on YouTube, hasn't she? 300k, okay. 300k.
We're still waiting on this lead group to come to pit road here, and I think they might be coming in this lap. They are. Led by Ryan Sieg, followed by Sheldon Creed, Jeb Burton. William Sawalich was going a bit quick. He got it woed down. Let's go to pit road.
Dylan.
Oh, crash! Caution's out!
For Ryan Sieg in that first pit box, you got a crash in the infield. Big for Sieg to get all the way to the left, being that first pit box, so nobody came to the inside of him as he tried to pull into his marks. Sheldon Creed in as well, fuel only
as
for
we
him.
can see on our screen.
It's Chris Wright and Josh Balicki who have crashed. Chris Wright with heavy damage. The hood up on his car has now stalled, sitting perpendicular to pit road. The other car in the grass was Josh Balicki, and Austin Hill has finally left pit road multiple laps down. But as JB rightly says, the caution is out. That's heavy contact from Chris Wright.
I think he gets into the back of Balicki personally. I think he's overshot him going into pit road and he's gone into the back of Balicki. Let's see if I'm proven right.
Our motorsports driver, he is way back there. We're looking at a replay on our monitors now. Oh my goodness, he was flying through there.
Brake failure, possibly.
Oh my goodness.
That did not stop at all.
Oh my.
That could have been a big one.
He has just come in at a spectacular speed and slam bang into the back of Josh Balicki. That is a terrible impact for the 30-year-old driver out of Pittsburgh.
There is a perfect soundboard that I want to put on that.
Austin Hill is back out on the track.
We said that like 5 minutes ago, JP.
I wasn't here 5 minutes ago, remember? Yeah, that accident, very reminiscent of what we saw last year in the Cup Series at one of the short tracks on pit lane entry.
My goodness, that car just was not slowing down at all.
It was quite a late commitment as well, wasn't it, Matthew? He did not want to come in.
Looked like he was down there far enough, but just not slowing down at all. Clearly, that's either a brake failure or, on these super speedways, because you don't use brakes to, make the corners, as Austin Hill's going to pull behind the wall here, they normally run a lot of rear brake, and that's why on these super speedways under green flag pit stops, we see cars spin on entrance to pit road because they lose the rear with too much rear brake bias. But that wasn't braking anywhere. Oh.
Down, of course.
That's a scary accident.
That is, I think.
We've got oops. Really. Sorry, JB.
Sorry, my armrest just went down. That was terrifying. 91.
Had a beeline on you and never even checked up.
Yeah, we had a awesome slowdown. I thought we were gonna pass a couple cars there. Doesn't feel like anything up, but that's a hard hit.
That'll be a million sent to the FIA instantly, please.
If the FIA regulated NASCAR like that, then Mohammed Ben Salam would just literally... Well, how do I put this nicely without getting anybody offended? He'd be shot. I think that's a safer way to say it. NASCAR.
And we're off the air on YouTube. Oh, nope, Leila Honeyman stopped on track.
I'd like to point out, remember, Google supports Donald Trump. So, you know, we're actually fine for the right to bear arms. Well, okay, good.
This
Also,
is a shame for Leland. Honeyman stopped on track. Remember, Honeyman scored stage points in stage 1.
Well, I'd add just something quickly for two things. Firstly, Austin Hill has gone to the garage. And secondly, Bilecki is not very happy with Chris Wright on the radio. He has stated, "I knew he was going to do something stupid this year, this week. I just wish it wasn't to us." Ouch.
Well, it clearly wasn't, well, you'd like to say that wasn't intentional.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
for
Sorry, I just
goodness
messed it up.
sakes.
We got Chris Righted, says Bilecki now. Chris Wright says he has no brakes.
Yeah, I think we just had proof of that.
I mean, how did he know? Did the moment he hit the back of somebody so hard that they filed assault charges, did that kind of give it away?
Got a lineup for you if you want it.
It sounds like he needs a lineup as well for his criminal case next week.
Okay, so the order is officially... Hold on, let me just get the laps and rundown up. There we go.
3 months in prison.
From the officials, 45 00 70, 41 2 07 54 18 19 25 39 16 44 27 71 14 35 99 88 11 51 8 1 42 26 32 4 53 7 91.
I'm loving Xfinity, guys. I'm liking being in the pit lane.
Seth had left a comment the last time you did that, JT. JT reading out lottery numbers. So you've just given us the lottery numbers yet again.
Well, I'll give you guys a little bit secret. If I lift up this, you can see I've got an earpiece in, and that's the officials radio. That's
There's no
behind
way
the scenes.
in the world I would be able to do this between me talking, other people talking, and the officials talking. No shot.
Matthew,
Wow.
in this ear, I've got the officials radio, and in this ear, I've got all you guys.
At what point do we let Matthew Orange try my Formula 1 headset? Where... that is so freaky. I'll give one more question. I'll give you it. I will have JT...
Hi.
Probably Omi and Jess, plus Megan, plus me. So that's already 5 voices. Then add in, as well, Crofty, Martin, and Ted. So that's another 3. That's already up to 8. Plus then the team radios, which takes us up to 9. Plus then the Sky production feed in my ear. So that's another 5 voices. I've got about 15 voices in my ear at one time. And I still... have to call the racing like that. And it's all on open talkback as well. And open talkback, for those of you who don't know, means if you're talking and somebody else is going like, okay, camera 2, camera 3, going to this in a minute, ad breaking 5, you're hearing that live. If somebody coughs, you hear it, and you have to sort of stay completely focused. It's mad.
Nope, not me. Not me. I'll tell you that. By the way, back to the Mixler chat for just a moment. Christian says, He can't wait to finally watch a NASCAR race tomorrow on German TV after a 5+ year wait. So apparently he has not been able to watch the races in Germany for 5 years.
It's on Channel 9.
He mentioned on Thursday night what channel it's on. I cannot
Oh, you missed the
remember.
joke. You missed the joke. Channel 9.
Oh my god,
Channel
that's
9.
horrendous.
German word for no is 9.
Oh boy, thank you. Are
I'm
we going to hear
here.
from Austin Hill here?
What's the final diagnosis?
I'm still waiting on the final verdict. It's either a rear hub or gear or a combination of both. Such a bummer. We had such a fast vintage Chevrolet. It was as fast as Xfinity Mobile. Everybody at RCR, ECR have done a great job building this race car. We showed that we were the dominant team again. Was able to get the stage wins there. So I just wish that we could have lost this race on our own terms and it not be from a mechanical failure. I'd almost rather get turned on the backstretch on the white flag lap and end up on my lid than end it like this. So, yeah, this one's going to sting a little bit, but we have Atlanta next week. I feel like we're going to be good all year long in 2025. So I feel really, really good about this Bennett Chevrolet team. Can't say enough about all the guys. I want everyone behind me to keep their head up. I know everyone's beating themselves right now, but these things happen. This is why it's so hard to win in this level. You have mechanical failures, you have other things that happen on the racetrack with other drivers, and you might get in a wreck that wasn't your doing. So for us to win 3 in a row like we did, it showed the testament to everybody at RCR, and these things are going to happen. So like I said, I want everyone in this 21 team to hold their head up. We're just going to come back stronger in Atlanta and show them how it's done.
I know not the night you wanted. What do you think about the racing, though, and some of the pushes you were getting to give and get?
Yeah, I think that the greatest thing about it is we can make our car better. Our car's already extremely fast, but I think our Chevrolet can be better. It can be better at sucking up. It can be better at breaking through the bubble. It seemed like when the 7 was in front of me, it was really hard to break through that buffer and that wall of air that we always talk about. But then when I was leading, it seemed really, really good. I almost thought my car was too good at times because I could get 2 or 3 car lengths out, and I am like off the throttle. I'm on the brake pedal, and I'm trying not to get too far away. So that was actually the toughest part about leading the line, is I could just get too far out too quickly at times. So like I said, it just goes to show the testament of this RCR organization. Everybody at ECR, big power behind our engines, and I'm ready for a fun year.
Thanks, Austin.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I be that guy?
No.
I'm gonna be that guy. It was fast as Xfinity Mobile until it broke like Xfinity Mobile.
Oh, we hear that every time. Driver gets out of the car. It was as fast as
check your
Xfinity
DM.
and that. Oh dear.
I am cooking something right now, by the way.
Speaking of cooking, I know many people do enjoy my cooking chat when I'm on. I cooked a wonderful hamburger soup yesterday evening that we had today. And a hamburger soup basically is you have mince and I sauteed it with garlic and onion. Then we had a tin of chopped tomatoes with some leek, onion, carrots all fried up. 4 cups of beef stock all together, put in 3 cups of barley, and it's with 3 tablespoons of barley, I should say. But it was very nice all done together. And so there's my cooking corner, because I know everybody does appreciate my cooking.
Gosh, I just confirmed our viewership has dropped by 75%.
Absolutely love it.
But, hey, Omi's wanted me to do a cooking segment for ages.
Please, forget a cooking segment. Josh, please, make a cooking show.
A cooking show? You want me to do the whole cooking? Right, okay.
Of you cooking. Oh, please.
Baby cooking.
I shall do a cooking show. I'll tell you what, I'll start with something easy. I'll start with a nice vegetable soup. And it's quite easy. All you need is an air fryer, or an oven will do. You roast up loads of different vegetables and you blend it.
No, pause. All you need is an air fryer to make soup?
Yes.
Is that what you just said?
Yes, I did. Would you like to know how?
I'm dying to know. I'm dying to know.
So, you get all the vegetables that you put in it. I'm going to go get the recipe book. Give me a minute and I'll tell you.
Ouch.
JT, what you have just created is absolutely incredible.
It is,
For those that are on the YouTube stream and don't know what he's just posted the clip of Chris Wright wrecking into Blicky with the RKO out of nowhere thing.
Matthew Owens, I invite you to go into commentators chat and listen to it with sound on.
Can I do that while I'm on here? I don't know how Discord works, guys.
You can do it. Yes, you can, Matthew.
Oh dear. I'm not a Discord veteran.
I can tell.
I would hope you are not.
Oh, jeez.
Also, one thing to point out today is we now have to place bets as he's leading on how Sheldon Creed is going to lose this race.
Okay, I'm here.
13 runner-up finishes,
JB?
by the way.
Yeah.
Are you able to watch the video in comms chat?
No.
Please do.
I will in a minute, as soon as I sort this out, because I want to show you the cooking book, so I'm putting myself on camera.
Well, I can tell you, JB, Seth has already got the sponsorship role plugged up for you. He just said, the JBM Cooking Hour brought to you by Food City.
Hey, I'll take that. Oh, there's an interview. There's an interview.
Thanks, guys.
Of course.
And we missed it.
At the end of it.
Brilliant. Okay. I got brought this book for Christmas, A Pinch of Norm, Air Fryer, Easy Slimming Meals by Kate and Kay Allison. I got brought it. So there's a wonderful recipe here. I'm trying to find it. It's on one of these pages. Give me a minute. It was page 131, I believe. No, that's lasagna.
We are on one to go, by the way, so hurry up, Mr. Pit Reporter.
Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it? Hang on a minute.
Seth,
I've got it.
I sent you the video that we're talking about.
It's cheesy roasted vegetable soup. So you put in it carrots, peppers, red onion, courgette, tomatoes, garlic, harissa paste, vegetable stock, and cream cheese. You chop up the veg. You put that into the air fryer for 20 minutes. Put that into a blender, and then add the stock to it, and it all makes a lovely soup. So yes, you can make a soup in an air fryer. Back to you guys in the box.
Back to you in the tower. Thank you. I just realized that would have been a great chance to put USR in on break, but I didn't. So we have all of that loaded up and ready to go. That entire segment for USR and out of context.
How to tell my TV pooch has disappeared? I completely go black and dark.
Yeah, you just went completely dark. You just went into a cave.
I thought, yeah. Discord veteran,
right.
I am.
Yeah, you lot are Discord veterans. I am most certainly not. All right, we're coming.
I've only been on Discord for 3 years.
To the restart. By the way, the Xfinity fastest lap right now is being held by Jeremy Clements at 47.187 seconds.
Go.
So he currently has the Xfinity fastest lap point as we take the green flag with 25 laps to go here in Daytona. It's Jesse Love and Sheldon Creed on the front row, and it's Love who puts the nose of that number 2 out in front, the car that Sheldon Creed used to drive, and it's Creed topside, big push coming from his Haas factory team, you guys have rubbed off on me, teammate, who is pushing him down the back straightaway.
Down the back straight we go, side by side, Love on the inside, little bit of a wiggle there from the number 2 Whelan car. 25 of Housen Burton just behind him as well. All cars have met minimum speed, as I believe there was an issue for car 14 on the backstretch from the officials.
So Jesse Love, away with the lead, slides up from the bottom to the top to cover off Sheldon Creed. His teammate for Richard Childress Racing, Austin Hill, has dominated this race, but he is in the garage and out. So now the lone remaining bullet for RCR is in car number 2, Jesse Love. He leads the way. Meanwhile, working their way towards the front of the bottom line, a trio of underdogs, Harrison Burton, Ryan Sieg, and JT number 71 is Ryan Ellis.
Yeah, and they're closing up together with each other as well on the back stretch. And the 71 just getting a little tap there from the 88 as they come into 3 and 4, Matthew. So be watch out. This is now the go time. And as we know, this is usually where we see the big one. Remember what happened last year at the end of it on the back stretch?
So, Jack, do we think the underdogs are going to try to work together? Burton, Sieg, and Ellis, they're in position to do so.
Maybe the former two. I don't know if Ryan Ellis really has the engine and the power to get up front. Of course, if the entire field, a lot of the field just decides to shout, maybe Ryan Ellis has a shot at a win, which I would absolutely love. But then again, I think that Love is probably the strongest car left. I mean, he's a Richard Childress car at a super speedway in the Xfinity series. When do they not win?
Interesting that we haven't seen a whole lot of muscle from Love to this point, but now that his teammate has fallen by the wayside, all of a sudden Love has appropriated himself towards the front of this field with Sheldon Creed and Sam Mayer, second and third behind him, those two teammates. Then the 54 of Taylor Gray. They scream across the line. Laps counting down here at Daytona. Just 22 remain here in the 300. Bottom line, trying to make up ground with Ryan Sieg still pushing forward, trying to push that line of underdogs towards the front, but it's not happening right now, JT.
Yeah, it isn't happening at the moment. Just from the officials, 14 to the garage mechanical, 21 out rear end, 31 out for steering. Single file on the high line. Once again, we're getting a little bit used to this, but look at the move that the 25 and the 39 are making on the low line.
Well, we call Harrison Burton an underdog, but he has multiple wins in this series, and of course he got a cup win on this racetrack last summer, but he's driving for an underdog team in AM Racing. He pulls up alongside Gray in the tri-oval. That is for the 4th position. Still the top 3 on the top lane of the racetrack clear. That's Love, Creed, and Mayer, with Burton, Sieg, and Ellis trying to make that bottom line go. 21 laps remain in Daytona.
In towards the back stretch one more time. Still Love on the high line leading this. The low line has formed quite nicely with the 25, 39, 71, the front 3 as well. Are we looking 3 wide? Possibly Sheldon Creed down in towards turn 4.
But Harrison Burton has a big run coming. He pulls even with the race leader Jesse Love now. And Burton makes his assault for the lead with 20 laps to go. Downstairs to the left elbow of race leader Jesse Love. Can Harrison Burton do it? Going back to the Xfinity Series full time this year. He has 4 wins in his career in this series, JT. And he's battling for the lead in the win in Daytona.
20 laps to go in the United Rentals 300. Look at the lead that the 2 of Love have got. A little bit unstable behind, just out of shot. Well saved there from, I believe, that was the number 18 of Swallage.
And Burton gets a great drive into turn 3 and storms to the lead. Mentioned he had 4 wins in this series, Jack, when he was down here full-time. They all came in the 2020 season when he was driving for Joe Gibbs, including 2 wins in the playoffs at Texas and Martinsville. So Harrison's had good success in this series, but that was in a Joe Gibbs car. This is in an AM Racing car, a much more underfunded team.
Well, I would say that, but I'd also add to the fact that Brett Moffitt performed pretty well for AM Racing, to be honest. So Haley Deegan, not so much, but obviously they've gone back to the change of number actually here. They're back to the 25, and wow, suddenly the speed's all back as well. But Harrison Burton, obviously, the one thing I can remember from that 2020 season of his wins, I think you're going to know exactly where this is going, was when Gragson bottled it on the final corner, and we got the infamous Harrison Burton turns left clip.
Turns left, yes.
Who is that dropping back, Matthew?
Well,
on the back
unfortunately, Harrison has picked the wrong line here. Connor Zilich just split the gap between a couple of cars in turn 3 and made it 3 wide. That caught Burton and Sieg out, and now Connor Zilich is moving forward, JT.
Yeah, a car dropped from the main pack right to the back. I believe a little bit of a problem last time round in towards turn 3 as we look at the number 7 of Allgaier. As look at Creed down on the low side, Creed takes the lead.
Sheldon Creed trying to get that first career win after all of those runner-up finishes, all 13 of them. He slingshots himself to the lead ahead of Jesse Love, but downstairs, Connor Zilich, car 88 for JRM, Kelly Earnhardt Miller's team in the WeatherTech number 88, leads the inside line. Here comes Love, like a hot knife through butter, takes the elevator ride, top to bottom, to the inside of Creed. Jesse Love reclaims the lead.
He does indeed reclaim the lead. Jesse Love moves from the high line to the low line, drops down in front of the 88 of Zilich. Good block there. 1 car length lead for the 2 of Love in towards 3.
Love does have a Talladega win in this series in his back pocket. Trying to do it again on a super speedway, and now working both sides of the street. They've got a lap car that's very damaged that they're coming up on. I think that's Brennan Poole again, who's been a nuisance most of the day for these leaders. He yields to the bottom of the racetrack. The leaders find a way to slip past the Brennan Poole automobile and leaves Jesse Love in turn 2 with the lead. Their double file lined up at the back door.
That was the 44 down on the low line, by the way, Matthew, as Love goes from the low to the high line. He's in the middle of the 2 now. They have just ordered the 44 down pit road for not meeting minimum speed. Have the NASCAR officials down in towards turn 3, 3 wide. 2 rows deep down at the back of this main pack. Love still out in front by 2 car lengths.
Love is doing exactly what his teammate Austin Hill did for so long. He's controlling the pack behind him on the bottom of the racetrack. Now he drifts up to cover off the run that Sheldon Creed had. Will those Haas factory Fords work together to try to get around him with Sam Mayer lined up right behind Creed? Obviously, there's a chance they could, JT, but they're going to have to make it a real organized effort to get around that 2 car.
Yeah, absolutely. The 2 controlling the field at the moment. Goes from the low to the high line once again. Look at the 27 getting out of shape on the low line. By the way, NASCAR officials have just confirmed the 14 is out for an electrical issue as we cut to the 88 and the 00 who is behind Jesse Love.
Guys, I'm gonna say keep an eye on the 54 as well. Bumping and drafting in the mid-pack, looks very unhappy. He wants to create a 3rd line to go through, so watch out for Gray. Look, there he goes, look. It's just getting out of the draft, wants to go high.
Black flag, black flag. Brennan Poole, black flag.
Very good. So
Minimum
Brennan
speed
Poole's finally going to be taken off the track after his crash many laps ago. At some point, there's going to be a breaking off point for all of these guys, and they're going to bail out of line to try to make something happen in a 3rd line as Jesse Love is just zigzagging down the back straightaway to stay in front of both lanes. So we'll see when that point comes. There's still 14. We're coming to 13 laps to go, but at some point, there's going to be a driver, maybe multiple drivers, that get impatient and break out of line as Love is dancing back and forth from top to bottom as Sheldon Creed looks for running room to get alongside of him. He can't find any here. Meanwhile, at 3rd, Connor Zilich gets right over and rubs elbows with Sam Mayer as he tries to get a run on Mayer with the side draft, and he's done it. Here comes Zilich, muscling his way to the inside of Creed. He's looking for 2nd, and now JT, he's looking for the lead.
Side by side down the backstretch. Here we go as we've got a commitment line violation pass through for the 44 as he was ordered to come down pit road. Down the inside for the number 88 of Zilich as he gets the lead in towards 3.
Connor Zilich, who won at Watkins Glen a year ago. This is the young kid that everybody is talking about to be the next big thing in NASCAR. Here he is, jousting with Jesse Love for the lead at Daytona in the final laps. 12 laps remaining, and Zilich has a JRM teammate lined up right behind him in Sammy Smith and Justin Allgaier for that matter, and Carson Quaffle for that matter. That's all 4 of the JRM cars lined up nose to tail on the bottom.
Still side by side for the lead and for the whole field of this main pack. It's the 8 of Sammy Smith who is looking to follow the number 88 as well.
But Justin Allgaier got shuffled out of the pack, Jack, I think, what happened, Carson Quaffle had to block Jeb Burton, and when he did, that put Allgaier in the middle, and backwards goes the defending champion.
That's really unfortunate for Allgaier. My pick to win, you've got to remember. So, he'll get a win at another track, Allgaier, so he won't have to worry. He's an extremely talented driver in this Xfinity level.
Hey, don't count him out.
SC Love and Connor Zilic going to do really well at this level, in my opinion. These two dueling it out, and this is a track I didn't expect Zilic to be particularly good on, but hey, I clearly am mistaken.
Yeah, Allgaier's dropped back to 12th, but don't count him out yet. 11 laps to go, and if he gets a run on the outside line with that third lane that they're trying to produce, we could still have it.
Allgaier will run in tomorrow's Daytona 500 for the same organization that he drives for here tonight and full-time in the Xfinity Series, Junior Motorsports, as Connor Zilic is beginning to fade on that inside line. He's now dropped back to 5th. 4 cars on the top have cleared him. That's Love, followed by Creed, then Mayer and Gray. Now the 5th car on the outside, William Sawalich. He puts a nose in front of Zilic, and Zilic in that bottom line, losing some steam down there, JT.
Indeed, losing steam. 10 laps to go in this United Rentals 300 NASCAR Xfinity race here at Daytona, under the lights now, which we all thought, well, me and JB definitely thought it was going to be a night race to start with, but oh, how we were wrong, because we completely lost track of time. Look at that move, Sheldon Creed down to the low line. Love very nearly pushed him down the double yellow line, Matthew.
Well, Creed with a big monster move. He's side by side with Love. Again, they have to avoid the stricken Brennan Poole machine. They do that with relative ease. And now Creed is side by side with Love for the lead. A big power move there from Sheldon Creed. Desperately looking to score his first career win in the Xfinity Series.
Through turn 2 once more. Still side by side. Look at that move from Love from the low side to the high line. The whole of the low line covers the middle line and now goes down to the low side. And now Love is darting up and down everywhere, Matthew. This is a crash waiting to happen.
Well, Sheldon Creed for so long in this series has been known as the tough luck guy that can't seem to get that win. He's finished second 13 times without winning in this series, but let us not forget how talented this guy really is. He is a former champion of the NASCAR Truck Series as Sheldon Creed. He did that in 2020. He knows how to win big races. And here he is.
Bonsignor!
And 2-car spin. Justin Bonsignor goes around to the bottom of the bank. He collects Anthony Alfredo. A tire comes off of one car and is spinning down the inside. Justin Bonsignor was the first car to get turned sideways, and the caution comes out at a dramatic time with just 8 laps to go.
And I'm saying that's Justin's fault because he was weaving way back early on in the trial. I said the 19, it looked like he was going to go round into 1 and 2, and it's the Anthony Alfredo, his rear right's just gone bye-bye and detached itself and gone to join its brothers.
3 passes the 07.
Dwelling.
So, a dramatic time for a caution, and Justin Bonsignor, who had positioned himself pretty well here, Jack, he was 3rd on the outside and behind his teammates. First off, he nearly got turned in the tri-oval by Christian Eckes, but they avoided that disaster, and then they went into the corner.
Yeah, he was mirror driving right there. He was absolutely... And there you go, there's the mirror driving again. Collects a bit of damage to Sammy Smith, too.
The 7 just gets away with it completely scot-free. That is completely hilarious.
That's
a late block. That's a late block.
And it was Sammy Smith who got contacted by Bonsignor, and then Smith went shooting up the track, and that's who got the left rear of Alfredo.
Yeah, it was the tri-oval that I mentioned when you were talking about. I said the 19. I thought he was going to go then. He was so sideways. He picked it up, and then losing speed, the 7 got traction with the air, just boof, straight away.
And I'm not sure if Bonsignor and Allgaier ever actually made contact. Allgaier just got so close to his left rear, it took the air off the spoiler of Bonsignor.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Because it didn't look like there's no damage to the 7, as I said. And usually there'd be like bodywork, but there's nothing. That was the air, and we know how powerful the air can be here at Daytona.
Yeah. That's an example right there of what we call mirror driving from Justin Bonsignor. He's only looking in his mirrors, and as a result, he's on a bit of a bad block, and there he goes around it. I think it's his first ever plate track race, by the way, Bonsignor. Usually races in the NASCAR Whelen Modified division, where he's incredibly successful. I think he has 3 titles over there. 3 or 4 titles over there. Incredibly successful modified driver.
Yeah, just won his 4th modified title last year, and you're right.
He's
one of the great modified drivers in this land, and he's been dipping his toes in the Xfinity Series waters the last couple of years with Joe Gibbs Racing, and you're right, this is his first super speedway start. In fact, his only start last year was at New Hampshire, which is kind of the holy grail racetrack for the modifieds.
So, is this going to go to overtime with 6 to go?
Depending on how long the cleanup takes, they might be able to clean it up and get us back green before we go beyond regulation.
Because what I'm thinking is, would they red flag to avoid overtime?
I don't think they'll red flag. I don't think.
This is where we get worrying situations as to what they're going to do. Because it's unpredictable, of course, NASCAR.
We were on the air on USRN however many years ago that was, 2018 or whatever, when this race went into 5 overtime.
I have listened to that broadcast. You sent me it a couple of years ago, and I still don't know how you managed to fill for 5 overtimes. I'm just so glad I keep missing the ones that have the high overtime limit. Because of, I think, was it the Roval? Did the Roval go okay? I can't remember. That was the race that I was supposed to call, but I was in hospital. So you stepped into the breach there.
Yeah, that went... from memory, that went fine. Yeah. But that was a long time ago. Yeah, that 2018 Xfinity race here that went to 5 overtimes, the final margin of victory ended up being 4 10,000ths of a second between Tyler Reddick and Elliott Sadler.
I wonder what Tyler Reddick's up to these days.
Hello.
Hello, JT.
Noted. After using earbuds for 4 hours at Ringwood and using them for a NASCAR race, they run out of battery.
They do. Let's see, I was just looking back at that race that went 5 overtimes. It was scheduled to be 120 laps. They ran 143.
What I have just found out is that my dad's earbuds, which I've borrowed for this final, 5 laps plus possible overtime, is that these earbuds fit much better in my headphones and not killing my ear.
I'm having... I've still got some earbuds, as you saw, JT, those ones that go in my ear, but I am actually looking at getting some new ones. And some custom made, so that I can wear headphones as well as them.
Those are ones that I have.
Yes. Well, you know the ones I've had. You've worn them.
And then these are my dad's ones, which if I put them up side by side, you can definitely tell that this one would fit more in these than that.
Hey, I like your dad's one. Get your dad to send me the link. Anyway, as we come through.
Don't buy them. They are incredibly tinny unless if you really press them into your ear. They're not the best.
Unboxing with JT. 5 to go then. I'm loving this music. I really am from CW.
That's CW music.
I'm vibing right
every
now.
Time. It's an interesting choice.
I am vibing to it right now. This is absolutely brilliant.
It fits Xfinity so well, doesn't it? As well, that's the scary thing.
No overtime, 1 to go coming up.
Well, you say that.
Yeah. No overtime this time.
I'm very happy by the way.
Order.
Go on.
2 00 41 54 88 27 18 16 1 7 39 71 35 and your bonus number 70.
Powerball.
Thank you, Weather Girl, JT.
Did I hear Weather Girl?
Because the Weather Girls usually do the lottery numbers.
Oh, how I so want to disconnect you.
The good thing is, as well, that tomorrow, like today, we've got TV pictures, and now he is no longer needed at all for TV pictures.
JB, still, I am one step above you. I have flashing lights, which will now turn off because it's one to go. There we go. Look at that. Perfectly synced.
It's like a lower low. Oh, Matthew's not going to get a lower low, of course. I just realised that.
Wow, thanks for that. I've just been, what is it, done in by JB at 26 minutes past midnight. One to go.
Hello, Night Talk.
By the way, I have to be up at like 6:30, and I've still got a full Ringwood video to edit.
I just put out, I get a lay-in for the first time in 2 weeks. I've been up for 2 weeks at about 5 a.m. every day. I get a lay-in, and I am very excited about it. It's why I was delighted to find out that this race actually was 3 hours earlier than what was in the schedule.
Yeah. JB, lay in, go to Stan Lake early, and meet Dave Goddard.
I've already met Dave Goddard, so lay in.
Shut up.
I've had dinner with him.
But you've not been in the same combox as him at the same time, so...
No, I've just had dinner with him.
We are coming to the green now, so Mr. Pit Reporter, it's time for you to stand down. Matthew, over to you.
Oh my goodness.
JBMotorsports, is that the new channel name?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Anarchy at JBM. I tell you, things that I didn't have on my bingo card. That was plus 1,500 coming into the night. All right. We're going to get the restart with 3 laps to go. Jesse Love, the leader. The control car is chosen the outside of row 1. Sheldon Creed will be to his inside. Row 2 will be Sam Mayer alongside Taylor Gray. Connor Zilich and Jeb Burton make up row 3. Then it's William Sawalich, Christian Eckes, Carson Quaffle, and Justin Allgaier. Crowd get to their feet here. This could be the final restart of the night to decide the 300 at Daytona. Green flag up in the air with 3 laps to go. And Jesse Love takes off with his foot all the way through the firewall. Taylor Gray pushing him hard into turn number 1. Now remember, in the Xfinity Series, you cannot lock bumpers. You cannot lock bumpers for an extended amount of time. You will be penalized, even in the final laps. They're off turn 2.
And that is
Look at Zilich.
That's a 1 car length lead on the number 2. Up to the high line from the low line goes the number 2 to block the 00, who was charging in towards turn 3.
Jesse Love holding on to this lead like a hammerhead shark. Sheldon Creed with 13 runner-up finishes, trying to finally win one. He fades high to get in front of Connor Zilich. Jesse Love goes up 2. Now it opens up the bottom for Gray. Across the line with 2 to go. Love aggressively swipes from the top to the bottom to get in front of Gray. Now goes back to the top to get in front of Creed. They're stacking up 3 wide in the middle of the pack. We're on the penultimate lap in turn 2.
3 wide on the penultimate lap in the mid-pack. Look at the number 2 of Jesse Love, who is in front.
Snaking.
3 wide in towards turn 3. A little bit uneven, and down they go.
4 or 5 cars. Oh, nasty hits.
That was the sandwich for number 16 between 2 cars. Big damage. And, well, we didn't take the white flag, guys. Overtime here at Daytona.
Connor Zilich was the first one that got turned around. He sweeps up Christian Eckes. Parker Retzlaff is there.
That was right.
Also, Ryan Ellis trying to get pointed. He's got a flat left rear. He's going to have a hard time getting going. Oh, heavy damage to William Sawalich. The hood of that 18 mangled up in the air in front of the windshield.
Yeah. It's the 88, the 18, the 4, the 16, and the 71 involved.
3 past 42.
They'll have to red flag this one.
We get a caution before the white flag, so the race is not over. Christian Eckes, the Truck Series star from the last couple of years, now in the Xfinity Series with Colleague, limps his way to pit road.
It's the big one. It's always there. That was so obvious. Going 3 wide in the backstretch into 3 and 4, you could see they were starting to snake. Here it is again. So, It's all starting from that second lane on the inside. Who blocks who?
Oh,
the 88 goes round. Oh.
I feel like just Allgaier shoving the daylights out of Zilich just turned him around.
Did not like how many times that 88 got sideswiped in driver's side door as well. That was nasty.
And again,
it starts with Creed.
I made mention of this. I made mention of this a couple of laps ago. Wow, that's a heavy hit. It's a Wallach into the side of Zilich.
Watch now,
and then
the
Zilich
35.
gets hit again.
35
gets hit again by Greg Van Alst.
He's going to have a third impact as well, Matthew, into the wall, and a fourth when he comes back down. So it's nasty.
But I made mention of this just a moment ago. There's this rule in the Xfinity and the Truck Series that you can't lock bumpers. So, again, it's a rule that doesn't make any sense to me at all, because you're taking young drivers, in many ways inexperienced drivers, like a Zilich on a super speedway, and you can't lock bumpers consistently like this.
Yeah.
So that's going to lead drivers in the late laps. If you can't lock bumpers, you're just going to do this. You're just going to be pounding the back bumper of the car in front of you, and the later in the race you get, the bigger the bumps come, it's going to cause this.
It was two separate incidents we've just seen on the TV monitor as well.
It turns into, because they are avoiding locking bumpers, it turns into just slamming into the car behind you, or the car ahead of you, rather. And that's what creates this. That's what created the last lap crash last night in the truck race. And those trucks are wildly too unstable to handle huge hits in the bumper cover like they were last night, but they're kind of pushed into that by the no locking bumpers rule, which I just think is... We've been doing that for, what, a decade now or more, and it needs to go away. And they did it after Kyle Larson's massive crash here into the catch fence in 2013.
I've got a question. Is today the day that man wins?
Boy, Sheldon Creed is...
Is it the day? He's been fast all race.
Yes.
I will go mental if he actually finally does it.
Matthew Bro just said in the Grid Network chat that a Sheldon Creed victory would feed families.
Oh no, it would. I wouldn't be able to sleep after that. I am like a huge Sheldon Creed fan. If that guy finally wins, I have been through all the depression that being a Sheldon Creed fan comes with. I watched him lose it at Darlington. I watched him lose it at Michigan. If he does it tonight, fair play to him.
I tell you what, the 4 got a nasty hit as well. 2 hits, one on the bottom and one up to the wall. That was a nasty hit for Parker there.
Yeah, and of course, I was watching Parker all night long, because he has a tendency to just show up late in these races and steal a good finish. I was watching him and just couldn't get through that accident. Just catching up on some comments in the chat section on YouTube. Seth says, is it anarchy? Nope, just a USR and JBM broadcast. Let's see. We got a comment. Look at Zilich. Yes, and when I do see the next 20 years of American... and when I do, I see the next 20 years of American motorsports, followed up by, well, not when that happens. Bad timing there. Let's see. We have a comment. First time watching. You guys seem like fun. Love the commentary.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that. Adam Lemery, I fully agree with you. Sheldon Creed does deserve to win at this point.
By the way, fun, yeah, it does seem to be an understatement when it comes to us. Listen to us more often, and you'll see how crazy it really gets in here.
That's what I love. We can be serious when we need to be, but then when we've got a chance to cool down, we don't bore people with, like, oh, well, this is the 4th caution we've had in so many laps. No, we give you it in fun fashion. It's nice.
Yeah, you just caught Seth Eves' attention in that. He says that all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking his language with that comment. By the way, I would like to just mention this. I've talked about how I've had our pictures and the CW pictures synced up. CW, in their debut, has not taken a full screen break while we've been under green all night. They've taken side-by-side breaks, but they have not taken a full screen break while under green. I don't know if that is the plan moving forward, or if they've done it just because it's a super speedway. But I have to imagine people would absolutely love if they don't take full screen breaks under green.
I apologise, we'll go down soon. If you go to @JoshuaBirch99 on Twitter, I have just reposted Fox's new timing tower for IndyCar. I would like you to think of Fox Sports NASCAR before we went to the cartoon graphics. That is what they look like. Very super sleek.
I kind of like that, you know.
Now, yeah, well that.
I am laughing that they've made the Long Beach Grand Prix 250 laps. By the way.
Yes. It feels like it's 250 laps there, to be fair. But I
like how they put Castro Neves in the lead for the last one.
From what I understand, the first ones are the Fox graphics, the second ones are the international feed. So I don't know which one we'll get. But I like it, it looks nice. They've Formula 1-ized it a little bit. Okay.
By the way, I would like to, just mentioning of Helio Castroneves, very nearly won that ARCA race today.
How did Catherine Legg get on?
She was caught up in one of the many huge crashes.
Caught in the lap 4 pileup.
Oh, I swear, ARCA. Oh my good heavens.
But let's just forget that that race ever existed. Let's just...
ARCA needs to just really pause the super speedway racing, for goodness sakes.
There was a lot of penalties given out on this one, so I think I've got them all. 19, 35, 16, 91, 71. 35, 16, 91 and 71 all pitted on a closed pit. 19 had too many crew members over the wall and pitted on a closed pit, and they all have to go to the tail of the longest line. Get ready for overtime, guys. Pit road is closed. 1 to go at the line. This is their lap to choose.
I've just seen the Catherine Legg accident. It was sent to me, and how bad is the ARCA team in the commentary? Why? You've got a crash going on, and Jamie Law's going, I'll just try and get a number on that. It's like, there's a big crash! Emphasis on the drama, please!
I'll add one thing. Cletus McFarland, the YouTuber who was in the booth, became infinitely more entertaining when he joined.
Well, hang on.
He was hilarious! Oh my goodness!
Yes, a YouTuber entered the race and actually ran fairly well until he got caught in a pileup with Amber Balcom.
I'm sorry, but didn't Malcolm in the middle go in the truck race yesterday evening?
Yeah, he's an actor, not a YouTuber, different thing.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well...
as well.
Anybody else really hate the mother of Malcolm in the Middle?
I never watched it.
Was that just me?
I didn't either.
Yeah, it's just the screaming that always got to me. I was always watching Gilmore Girls. So.
Guys, look at this movie in the 41.
For goodness sakes. We're on 1 to go for overtime, so I can't get into this, but I have just started Gilmore Girls
great, isn't
on
it?
Hulu.
It's great.
I was not expecting.
Yeah.
I was not expecting what I've gotten myself into. But anyway.
What gets me is the fact is that we're on the CW right now, which is what is what Gilmore Girls was on. So it's kind of weird.
Love and Grey outside, which means Mayer can go on inside. Penalty cars to the inside line, as well as Creed on the inside line, second row.
Well, you're going to have the 2 Haas factory team Fords lined up on the inside, nose to tail, Mayer and then Creed. So you've got those 2 teammates that are going to be together here.
NASCAR overtime is now officially in effect from the stewards.
Yeah, we are into overtime. Again, unlimited attempts at a clean restart. Clean restart defined as the leader and only the leader receiving the white flag. If the caution comes out after the leader receives the white flag, then the race will be over. The field is frozen at the time of yellow. If a caution comes out before the leader receives the white flag, we will do it again. So here we go. Chevrolet Corvette pace car peels off to pit road. Jesse Love and Sam Mayer on the front row, getting the green flag and beginning the first attempt at overtime here at Daytona. Love tries to sweep down across the nose of Mayer. He only just has enough room to do that. Jesse Love with an emphatic stamp of authority to take the lead. Now Sam Mayer lined up right underneath the spoiler as they hit turn 2.
Love still in the lead. Look at that of the 54th Grey Randy on the high line. Love 1 car length in front. Look at Gray making moves on the outside line on the high line. All bit wiggly, 3 wide, Matthew Owens.
Ryan Sieg with a big move to get to the outside of Justin Allgaier, but that's in the middle of the pack and he's not going anywhere. It's Jesse Love who pulls the field off of turn 4. Taylor Gray gets right to his back door. Contact made. They keep direction. No, they don't. A big crash as the field comes across the line to get the white flag, and the caution comes out to end the race. At least a dozen cars involved as Justin Allgaier got turned in the tri-oval into the pack, igniting a huge accident. The caution comes out. The leader, Jesse Love, had already received the white flag, so this race is over, and Jesse Love is going to be the winner at Daytona.
Timing and scoring confirms 2 as winner.
Wow. That's so unfortunate for Creed. Creed was right there. He was pulling up alongside. He would have had it.
Did Creed get second? That's all I want to know. Did he get second? He got second, then I can bring my...
Celebration is on
second.
Pit Road for the Richard Childress Racing Team. Crew Chief Danny Stockman as Jesse Love at age 20. He just turned 20 last month. Is going to come to the checkered flag and the yellow flag. Taylor Gray almost pulled off the track. He's got to come get the checkered flag to get his finishing position. Yellow and checkered flags are out. Jesse Love has scored his second career NASCAR Xfinity Series win. It is a love story at Daytona as Jesse gets the checkered flag in the United Rentals 300.
Nicely called, Matthew. That was perfect. I like that word. What a race.
Thanks.
And,
Thanks for my compliment, JB.
And so, a love letter at Daytona. You can't write. That's poetry, my friend.
Wow.
He scored his first career win at Talladega last spring. So
that's
he's gotten 2 wins.
Car. If that's a second-hand car, then what is a third-hand car?
2 wins in this series for Love have both come on super speedways. The cars collected in that crash coming to the white flag, almost too many to count. Justin Allgaier, I believe, was the first one I saw that got turned around, Jack. Oh my goodness, he got turned and hooked Josh Williams. Oh my goodness.
Allgaier comes down. It's his fault.
That is gnarly.
He came down. I can't tell who was the one that turned him. But he came down, and when he got turned, right down into Josh Williams, who then came up into Jeb Burton. Ryan Sieg was collected. Ryan Truex was collected.
I think it was the 39, I think, that kicked all that off.
I think it was Jordan Anderson he came down into, wasn't it?
Oh, there's Burton.
I know we've got this whole thing about gets turned into the 27 as well. I know we've got this whole thing about trying to find all of the stuff that the NASCAR officials have done wrong. That caution got put out way too late. I was watching the light on the start of it.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, it was Jordan Anderson who Allgaier turned across. But as you rightly said, Jack, it's not Anderson's fault at all. Allgaier turned right across his nose.
Yeah. That's impressive from Jesse Love, actually. He's not even using the steering wheel.
Yeah. So from
They
what
could
I
have
am
pushed that to
seeing
another
here on
overtime
timing and
restart, but they
scoring,
didn't.
The TV window is ending, JT. That's why.
True.
TV rules in NASCAR.
Yeah.
So what I'm seeing on timing and scoring, it's Love the winner, Mayer second, Creed third, Carson Quaffle fourth, Jordan Anderson gets a top 5, Harrison Burton and Dean Thompson finished 6th and 7th, Jeremy Clements 8th, Patrick Emmerling was 9th. As Jesse climbs out the escape hatch and celebrates with his RCR team. RCR wins this race again. Remember, Austin Hill had won 3 straight in this race. RCR still the kings of Daytona in the Xfinity Series.
Leading 30 laps and winning in the season opener. What a celebration, what a night ahead. Here's Dylan.
And Jesse Love, the celebration down here. There is so much debris down here from not only the crash, but just the tire debris that he left here on the start-finish line. He's going to run up here and get a well-deserved checkered flag. Second career win in the Xfinity Series and first here at Daytona. And a hug with crew chief Danny Stockman.
Hey, we're going to be last to load tonight.
Jesse, let's talk about this. That restart move, when you got down in front of the 41, did you realize how close that was, and why did you feel like that was the right move to make at that time?
I just listened to the guy up there, Brandon Benesh. I am so out of breath. Oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. Man, just so thankful to the good Lord above put me in this position. So many people have helped me get to this point. Billy Venturini, Shane Rush, the people that taught me how to race here at Daytona. Thank you guys. And our ECR, Richard Childress Racing, everybody back at welcome. Bummer what happened to 21. I'm not sure what happened, but he was really dominant tonight. And, you know, we're working on changing our culture here at RCR. We're winners. We know we are. We all want to win a championship for Richard Childress. So, man, that thing was as fast as Xfinity Mobile. And I'm ready to go get to Atlanta, I think, now. So it was awesome.
You obviously saw how good your teammate was. When he went out, did that give you even that much more confidence that you had the same quality of race car and the ability to do what he did at the front?
I couldn't see him, you know. He was so far forward. And, man, once I got up front, I think Danny wanted to take 6th there behind the Haas cars, but I had to see what his baby had out front. We didn't get to qualify, and it takes me a little bit to get up front sometimes. I'm trying to play chess nowadays and not checkers at Daytona. So, man, I'm lost for words. It's Daytona. I always cry here when we do the national anthem. I'm starstruck. I love Florida. Thank everybody for coming out tonight. This place is super special to me. And you guys are as good as Talladega fans now.
Danny, one more thing, Jesse. Danny said that he thought you were more nervous than he was under that yellow. Were you nervous?
Josh Wise changed my life the other week, helping me compartmentalize my mind. And no, it's easy to, because the green light checkers suck. And I take a lot of what Josh Wise says to heart, and I just kind of tapped into a mindset of no fear, no emotion, and no, I guess, anxiety, right? Just straight will to succeed and will to win. And thank you to everybody at Wise Optimization, Scott Speed, Josh, Shane Stratton, and man, just excited to go celebrate my guys. My pit crew did a phenomenal job today, and these J-Board Chevrolets really good. We finally got a win for the wheeling car. That makes it even more special.
Go celebrate. Congratulations. Jesse Love, a winner at Daytona.
He's a USAC champ.
Well, that's a heck of a win for Jesse Love. As I mentioned, his second win in the Xfinity Series. Have both come on super speedways after he won at Talladega last year. And amazing, we didn't hear a lot from him in the beginning of the race. He was up front. He was kind of lingering around, but we didn't hear a lot from him. But then once his teammate Austin Hill fell out due to the mechanical problem, Love was able to get to the front and stay there, showing off his RCR muscle. And Jesse Love gets the win here in the 300 at Daytona to start the NASCAR Xfinity Series season. So, first question, I guess fittingly, the first question needs to go to you, JB. Dipping your toes in the water here in the Xfinity Series, how'd you like it?
Been watching it on and off while we've been doing other things, of course, throughout the last couple of years. Dipped into NASCAR last year in a split schedule. Really enjoyed that. And really enjoyed the Xfinity race as well, to sit down and actually broadcast it for the first time. It was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to getting my chance to lead one of these races over the next 37 weeks. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm more pumped now to get ready for tomorrow's Daytona 500. That is going to be fun. Disappointed, though, we have to separate, Matthew. I wish you could be on our broadcast as well.
Well, we're going to have to do some weather dodging tomorrow.
We might end up on each other's.
Which is, we never like to do. And we'll see how that goes.
Basically, everyone, get 2 suits, just in case. 2 suits.
Yeah, we might end up being together after all if it goes late into the night, based on what I've heard with who will be available on USRN if it goes late. So, just stay tuned on that.
Hey.
With that said, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. JT?
Hello.
First off, good effort on your part getting back in time to do the majority of this race. Look at you go.
JB will argue on time. I say I actually arrived here early, because if JB looks at the comms chart...
Yeah, I know, I'm confused. But I will give you that. You did the comm chart, not me. But I was very impressed when you got here within 20 laps. That was insanely well done.
Yeah, because basically, what happened, guys, a little bit of behind the scenes for everyone listening and watching along.
A peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, is that I offered to do the ARCA race. Oh, how glad I was that I didn't have to do that after watching the highlights. Yeah. And then I realised, I was already booked to do Ringwood this evening. And then I was like, I literally got a call from JB as I was about to be run over by a banger car in the Ringwood pits. And by the way, the Ringwood pits is pitch black. You cannot see a thing. So that was fun. Thanks, JB, for nearly killing me.
We were wondering where you were.
And yeah, so to say I got back when I put on the comms chart, because once again, I completely forgot about Xfinity being at that time, because I'd already put on the comms chart I'd be here in Xfinity Stage 2 onwards. So yeah, I actually got back early, so you're welcome. Anyway, good race. Stage 2 podcast where? It's NASCAR Xfinity. They don't happen here.
And now you've done it.
Yes, indeed. Still the music is, again, still taking me aback at times. Jack, I believe I heard you say Thursday that this was your favorite discipline of racing in the NASCAR ranks. Did it live up today for you?
Apart from the finish, I would say yes. I think it was an excellent race. Yes, and it's just impressive to see how well these RCR cars dominate on these super speedways. But before I hand back to you, I thought I'd just give a few shout-outs to a few underdog drivers getting some good results. Jordan Anderson getting a P5 for his own team. Jeremy Clement got 8th place. Incredible result for him. And, of course, a top 10, maybe for the first time in his career, I don't know if he's got one before, Patrick Emmerling has got 9th place. Maybe that modified racing during the week taught him something.
Yeah, top 5 for Forest Acres, South Carolina driver, Jordan Anderson, and then Orchard Park, New York's Patrick Emmerling. to the point that you just made. His first career Xfinity Series top 10 with that finish here tonight. And good on him. Good on all of those guys for surviving the carnage to get to the end and get good finishes to kick off their season. Again, just as it is for the Cup Series, and just as it was last year, it's back-to-back super speedways to start the season, as the Xfinity Series will go to Atlanta next Saturday. The Bennett Transportation 250. We'll have it for you on USRN 2. And JBM, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, very good. Just wanted to confirm that. So, and just to have a production meeting on the air, you guys will have plenty of chances to take over on both JBM and USRN2 for some Xfinity races here in February and March. So, feel free. We'll talk about that as we go on. But yeah, it's we get good racing in this series every Saturday. And we got more here this time.
I am. Yep, that is the last of my sleep schedule sanity going out the door. Yeah. Nah, I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Dean Thompson got a top 10. Nice.
Yeah, Dean Thompson did get a top 10. You're right. And he got,
nice.
I believe he got stage points in stage 1, too. So
yes,
all around good day for Dean.
Well done to him.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's just about all we can talk about.
Yes, if you want to wrap up, I can sign off both.
Absolutely. So, that will do it for us on USRN 2. Again, tomorrow, the 67th running of the Daytona 500. We'll have it for you on USRN at 1 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Note that time change. 1 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, our coverage starts on USRN of the Great American Race. Also, it'll be on JBM as well on YouTube. I'm going to hand it off to Josh to sign off there in just a moment. But for everyone at USRN2, Matthew Owens signing off from Daytona, where Jesse Love has scored the victory in the NASCAR Xfinity Series season opener. We'll see you next Saturday in Atlanta, but first tomorrow for the 500. And Josh, it is all yours.
Thank you, Matthew, and thank you to JT and to Jack as well for that commentary. It's nice for me to sit back and control it all for once. Right, our stream begins a bit earlier tomorrow because we've got all the pre-race build-up to go through and the pre-race ceremony, and also we've got some press conferences to show you, so we're going to be on air 90 minutes before the green flag goes. So it's a big build-up show here on JB Motorsports, that one here at Daytona. Also, tomorrow we'll be premiering the qualifying and the duels at Daytona. That will be on JB Motorsports 2. You'll be able to see that again on JB Motorsports to whet your appetite. So basically, Sunday, it's NASCAR Day. My thanks to JT, to Matthew Owens, and to Jack as well, to all of you at home. We hope you've enjoyed it. Jesse Love, winner are here at Daytona with the 300 miles for the United Rentals. We'll see you tomorrow for the Great American Race kicking off again. Bye-bye.